I'm preparing to move out next month, November 30th. And by that time, by next month, I will have paid over $20,000 in rent in this home for this room you see here, and to be able to park my car outside and use the kitchen. Even though using the kitchen is sometimes a little bit of a tricky matter with roommates singing and love to party in, and we got to drink alcohol. It's a great, let's celebrate. And screaming and calling it singing. I have paid. I did the calculation last night. I was just starting to wonder, I've never added it up. I don't think anybody wants you to add it up. I don't think your landlords out there want you added up, because if you added it up, you would be so outraged. Everybody would refuse to pay anymore. And this is what I want. It's out of sync. Try resyncing the video. Justine says, sorry, I always say the Hispanic pronunciation, but Justin says, audio and visual is out of sync. Try refreshing the page. Let me know if that works. If it doesn't, maybe I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We'll just see. I'm just going to keep going. Try it out, Justin. Refresh the page. Let me know if it works. Anybody else, let me know if the video's in sync. I don't think I can really control that anyways. The amount you pay to live, particularly, didn't help. I don't know. That's on YouTube's end. Let me see if there's any option here. I don't think there's any button to do anything. The amount you pay, especially in the DC area, but it's around any big city. And also, actually, the highest rents, I believe, in the country are not a huge city, but are in Williston, North Dakota, where the oil boom is happening, and where even like McDonald's, they pay something like $36 an hour or something, because there's so much money there. And the rents, however, are extremely expensive. So they're more expensive than San Francisco, at least if it's kept up that way, since about 4 years ago when I was learning about it. But certain parts of the country, so San Francisco, disgustingly bloated, rich, difficult to live in. Los Angeles, New York City, and the DC area. And I'm sure there's a few other areas around the country that are extremely expensive to live in. And you are paying all this money, and it is essentially going into a hole in the ground. Because I was thinking, I've paid over 20,000, or I will have paid over 20,000 on my last rent check is going out next month. I will have paid over $20,000 to live here. And what do I get for that? What do I keep from that? Nothing. Everything is gone once I leave here. I don't get my parking spot in front of the house. I don't get to sleep here. I don't get to take anything. The bed that I had when I moved in here, the landlord had was this disgusting old twin bed that was so worn out and dirty. I threw it out and brought in my old twin bed from Annandale. That twin bed was too small for me anyways, and it was wearing out. So I put it in her storage shed, and I bought a full-size bed here. The twin bed in the storage shed, even though I put protective covering on it, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't waterproof, so it got mold on it. So I was kind of like, well, I don't have anywhere to put this full-size bed anyways. It's almost doing me a favor. I said, you can keep it. Now, what do I get out of that? I'm not even sure. My landlord said thank you for that. This nice person. Oh, and she wants to wait 2 weeks after I leave to give me my deposit. Funny, I never waited 2 weeks to be able to pay my rent, but she's going to wait 2 weeks. Just give me your forwarding address, Angelo. Then you'll get your deposit back. This is why I want to put it in context that I have paid $20,000 a month in rent here. I want you all to think about how much you pay in rent. But not only that, I was thinking, how much did I pay in Annandale as well? I'm not even as outraged over the price in Annandale, just because, I don't know, it's just everything was trash there. But if I add it to what I paid in Annandale, that's over $34,000 in rent I paid. Can you imagine what I would have been able to do with $34,000 if I could put it into these videos and put it into something for you all? In other words, you all would be getting it, because I don't make much money back from the videos. That would be money I'd be putting into your entertainment. Can you imagine what I could have done? Not just more advanced cameras, a more advanced computer, because this computer is like 7, 8 years old now. It still runs well, but uh, being able to hire actors, being able to take time to write, it's not even a huge amount of money. But can you imagine what I could have done with that money? Instead, I don't get anything for it. I just had a place to sleep, a place where my roommates could annoy me, a place where I have to worry if something breaks. Is the landlord going to want to fix it? The landlord here has fixed stuff, but what I've learned is I don't respect her either, because she's moved in unemployed people, moved in bums, moved in people who want to sing, want to party, who want to disturb me in the kitchen. So I've learned that when that happens, you don't argue, you don't do anything, you just move out. And I'm no longer a fan of Adam Carolla. I used to be. And when I was a fan of his, he said this about roommates. When people would call one of his shows or Loveline and asked him what to do about bad roommates, he said the only thing you can do is just move out. You don't argue, you don't negotiate, because anything you say, they have 24 hours a day to turn against you. So, as much as I want to confront my landlord, that's the way things should be done. At my job, that's the nice thing about my job. If someone's acting out, if someone's arguing with someone, if someone's trying to start a fight, I can go to them directly, tell them exactly what I think, exactly what's going on. And exactly what I think is not a euphemism for insulting them. I'll just say something like, hey, look, you've been drinking, your judgment's impaired. Best thing you can do, just pay your bill, go outside and sober up. That's it. Can't say that with people you live with. You cannot talk to people like that, because they not only they'll think of ways to get you, but they'll be thinking you're thinking of ways to get them. So it's like an escalating arm race where there is no winning. All you can do is get out. Get out of there. What I'm encouraged, yes, gypsy style, that is a crazy amount of money for a room. $20,000, over $20,000 for just over 2 years of living here. And then if I count Annandale, that's another $14,000. So what I'm saying is, can you imagine what I could have done with that money? Can you imagine the videos I could have made, the quality of life I could have had? That's not even a lot of money in America. I mean, it's a lot of money, but relatively speaking, hey, Ali D, relatively speaking, it's very easy to go through that because life is so expensive here. That money doesn't really go that far. Uh, if you bought a lot with that money, so much would get taken out either for taxes or insurance or other kinds of fees. You're not going to be able to hold on to it that long. And also, just the cost of living always goes up. Grocery prices go up, rents go up, taxes go up. And you're not getting any more for your money. You're not getting any more square footage. You're not getting better service. The police aren't showing up any faster. None of that. So, what I'm encouraging everyone to do out there, this is a realization I came to last night. I never want to pay a landlord for the rest of my life. I don't want to rent any living space from anybody for the rest of my life. If I can help it, I may decide, okay, I'll buckle and just do it someday, but the next place I live in, I want to own. That sounds crazy, huh? Sounds outlandish. How am I going to possibly do that when I don't make much money at all? When that makes it virtually impossible to own any home in America, or maybe I'd have to go find some place where I could build a tiny home, which is something like, I don't know how you do it. You get something prefabricated or something. You have to find the areas where they're approved for. You cannot do that around Arlington. They will not let you. Funny, the law is supposed to protect you, but the law is really protecting rich white people who don't want the property values dropping. Oh, I have to sell my home at $300,000 more than I bought it for. If I have to drop it down, but 200, if I have to sell it for 291,000 more than I bought it for, oh, that's an offense to me. Yeah, Gypsy Style says it would be near impossible to save money paying rent like that. It is impossible. Oh, we got a troll here. Nice, we got a troll. Let's see. So, what do we do with the troll? We can put you in timeout. So, I'm encouraging everyone out there, don't support this anymore. Even the good landlords are not good, because ultimately they know how to get your money. Let's have a rundown of the landlords I've had. Well, first my parents, and they housed my criminal brother, and they refused to kick him out. They want him there, and I had to leave when he attacked me. when I was taking care of my bedridden dad. So that's one landlord. Next landlord, 89-year-old Baptist pastor, inviting me out to dinner every day. He lived with me. Bother me every time I walked past his office, which I had to go to the kitchen. I was miserable. I was absolutely exhausted. I was coming out of a long bout of illness where I had a lot of trouble sleeping. I could barely sleep. I was working two jobs and doing videos. It was miserable. I don't want to over exaggerate, but like it was just a lot of work to go through. He would hit on me every day, asking me to go to dinner with him. He asked if he could join me in the shower once. So he was the only kind of like landlord who I didn't have to pay deposit because he said, well, here's the thing. He told me why he wouldn't charge me a deposit. He said one guy moved in with him and stayed with him for 20 years or something. And he's like, he's 89. He doesn't know if he'll live that long. So there's no deposit because he might not be around to refund it. And he didn't make me sign a lease or anything. Uh, but I found out he was kind of trying to groom me to see if he could have a sexual relationship with me. Kernout 22 asks, why hasn't your brother been kicked out? Because my parents are hypocrites. So that's all there is to it. Next landlord, Annandale, Debbie, who was a horrible bully, tried to get me evicted the night she found out about my video. That was totally accurate, just showing how selfish and greedy she was and how she didn't want to fix things. So, and I won't recount all that. You can see the video about my old house in Annandale. She was a selfish, selfish person and a bully and wannabe little thug who's, are you a coward for not telling me that? I told her so many times about problems with the house. She refused to fix the front door when the doorknob fell off the front door. Didn't want to fix the washing machine when more than likely it was one of the subletters who broke it. And by the way, the subletters weren't allowed to live in the house. Not that I like to be a narc or anything. Like I like to let people, live and let live. But she, for all her talk about it's the rules, I don't have to fix things if I don't want to. I'm the boss, little Debbie. I'm a gangsta. But she had subletters there when it was illegal to. Because in Fairfax, which is where Annandale is, and by the way, one of the city inspectors or whatever left a card for me. So they must have seen that video and wanted to help me out. But in Fairfax, it's illegal for more than 4 unrelated persons to live in a single home. So we had 5 with the subletter. But Debbie liked that money. So she wouldn't fix things there. She had terrible people living there with me. And I moved out and I moved here. Landlord here, nice person. Moved in, let's see, one unemployed guy who sat outside my room for a year. I'm on my phone. Sat outside my room for a year, which prevented me from doing stuff like this in privacy. Another roommate who was unemployed for a while, who would have friends seemingly just stay over for the summer while I'm trying to be in the kitchen undisturbed, singing, playing music, partying, disgusting. And another one who screams like a sick goose or something. It's a and calls it singing. What are the comments? So, and now the landlord here says, okay, I'll refund your deposit 2 weeks after you move out. I've never waited 2 weeks to pay my rent. I've never waited 2 weeks to notify her of anything, like when I broke the front door window, which I got replaced. I paid my deposit on time. I didn't wait 2 weeks to say, oh, I'll move in, but I'll pay the deposit 2 weeks later. Oh, but I need 2 weeks to give you your deposit back. Please, don't rush me. So that's what landlords are. So what are the comments here? Hitchhiker. Wow. I live in a country where the average salary is $100 a month, yet rent plus basic necessities cost you over $300 a month. That is messed up. No matter where you live under the system, there truly is no hope. Hitchhiker, what country do you live in? I'm curious. Yeah, people are commiserating with Hitchhiker. That's terrible. That is $100 a month. I mean, that could be a lot of countries. I wonder which one you're in. Sounds like a country the U.S. probably screwed over, because U.S. is screwed over a good part of the world. If you hate landlords, just know the military isn't any better. The military housing is terrible. They charged me almost $200 for blinds, my dog's messed up. Wow. A country in South Asia. Okay, I understand. If you don't want to say, that's fine. It's just, man, that's messed up. Yeah, that's sad. It's just how a lot of the world, the rich know how to fleece people. I don't just say the rich as in landlords. I don't just say the rich as in corporations. What rich, the government working hand in hand with them. They like to act like, oh, we're on a noble pursuit for the public good. We have to protect the public good, keeping all you poor people struggling. Well, I say no more. Do not, this is my message for especially for young people out there who think you're going to want to rent an apartment with your friends or rent a house with your friends. Do not rent from landlords. My mission is to not live anywhere until I can buy it. So that may mean 1 year, it may mean 10 years. I don't know what that means for me. I refuse to live in, if I can live in a little hut that I build out in the countryside somewhere, if that's what I have to do and somehow be a filmmaker doing that, I might have to do that. I refuse. People who live around DC are the problem. I've been a part of the problem because I've been paying landlords here, and landlords are selfish enough to want to own expensive houses here, and the banks are selfish enough to charge mortgages on here that are exorbitantly high. But it's not just the banks, because they're part of a system too where they got to make their money because this whole area is so expensive. You have tons of government contractors here, probably half the jobs around here. So much of it going not just to waste, not just to programs that are just kind of there to like keep things lubricated, keep the money going, but also stuff like sending weapons to other countries to kill poor people and to build battleships and fighter planes that don't benefit anyone here. That one of those planes could reconstruct like half a city. I mean, the money for one of those planes. Uh, Colonel asked, "Did you think you were in the right or wrong when you were kicked out of the family home?" Well, I said my parents were hypocrites. I took my brother to court and won. So that should say it all right there. So, my message for all of you out there, figure out a plan not to pay landlords. I want landlords turning their pockets inside out, going, "What happened? I thought I could charge people a ton of money and 2 months rent up front and a deposit for the price of the first month's rent. And now they don't want to pay me." That's what I want. That's the future I want. And I want you all to join movements that take power from slumlords, like, well, certain landlords do that don't fix things, that don't even want things up to code, that don't want to try and treat apartment complexes for bug infestations, cockroaches, for water leaking, for damage to the floors, the walls. They don't want to fix things. Caleb, interesting. I guess, are you in the military, Caleb? You said, haha, I saw you laugh. Yes, the military is terrible. It's honestly sad how bad members are treated. We have over $1 billion budget, but the barracks for single sailors have no air conditioning. Makes perfect sense with the system we have. General Petraeus, he leaked info, classified information to a woman he was having an affair with, and he was cheating on his wife with, and she was his biographer. He would show. Hold on. I'll show your comment here because YouTube filtered it because you said a cuss word, but I'm fine with it. My landlord doesn't put my check through until like halfway through the month. F's up my account. LOL. I don't want to cuss on live stream because I know they might be moderated kind of strictly. So, yes, I'm in the Navy. Our engines alone cost over $1 million. Right. And who gets that money? The average soldier? The average sailor? Nah. It's Boeing, Lockheed Martin, either if Blackwater's still around or whatever company Blackwater is turned into, because Eric Prince, who ran Blackwater and who, by the way, is related to Betsy DeVos, the Secretary of Education. Oh, what a coincidence. This multi-billionaire family has their hands all over U.S. wars, U.S. weapons, U.S. imperialism around the world. That's funny. I said imperialism. I wasn't intending to say that. And the education system, stripping back, as we saw the other day, transgender rights. They don't want to recognize transgender people's identities as valid. The richest people screwing over the most marginalized, least respected people, the people who just want to be treated as human beings. Anyway, it makes me so mad. Man, Caleb, see, I want people sharing their stories. This is our social network. This isn't just my channel. This is our social network, all of us. We should be talking about these things. Caleb says, nope, I make $850 a check, not counting rent since I'm married. Yeah, that's crappy. 850 is terrible. But wait, 850 a check. So is that like once every 2 weeks? I think that's how the military pays. Yeah, you say so about $1,900 a month. There are times when I'm working 100+ hours of work. Man, I know people who in the military or ex-military still got to work jobs just to get by. Still got to live with other people. Barely getting by. Got to work full time. Does your mom and dad rent their house? No, they don't. Well, I guess they rent it to my brother, the criminal, with his douchebag vanity license plate on his Lexus. Uh, but no, it's funny. I've encouraged them to. I say, hey, why don't you rent to people? No, they don't want it. I understand that, but they should kick my brother out. Um, Justin or Hustine says, I'm disabled and get $900 a month Social Security. That's how much my rent is. Damn. So I guess you get other assistance, or how does that work out? Because if all your money goes to rent, you still need money for other bills and food. Groceries so damn expensive. I don't know how I read like an article saying an average person spends like $200 a month on groceries. I think I spent easily more than that because it's just everything's so expensive. I used to pay a lot less because I was getting just rice and beans. I would literally in Annandale. I think almost literally. I know I didn't eat it every single day, but almost every single day I ate rice and beans. I think for like lunch and dinner. It was so cheap. Like I ate the cheapest stuff possible, and of course, it's not great for your health. Just eating all those carbs. Caleb Cicero coming in with a super chat, $2. Keep fighting. Sorry, it's not much. Man, don't be sorry. Thank you. That's great. Does your brother at least pay them rent? My mom said he does. I don't really know if he does or not because my mom's not honest about stuff with him. She'll tell me straight, oh, he's not a threat. He's not dangerous. She's told me that multiple times. He's attacked me multiple times. He's only been convicted for 2 of those times. Um, Oh, good, good. I like hearing this. Detoy King. Detoy King says, I was in your shoes or 1 year and a half ago. I was tired of the rent going up and up. Right now, rent costs as much as a mortgage. Yes, I checked if I can get a loan. That's exactly it. Look, other parts of the country, what I pay in rent here, $20,000 in 2 years, I could have had a down payment on a home in lots of parts of the country. I could have been paying a mortgage. Oh, interesting. And you're in Woodbridge. So, for people who don't know, Woodbridge is also in Northern Virginia. It's about 30 miles south of me. I figured it would make you feel good to get a super chat. Thanks, Caleb. It did. Um, yeah, and by the way, there's no pressure. Just watching and sharing and commenting helps me. But if you want to help me out, you can donate. I have Patreon in the description. So that's on a monthly basis. So you can donate monthly, or just do it a one-time thing. Just donate it after the first month, cancel it, or just do this super chat or Streamlabs. I have Streamlabs linked in the description. Um, Detoy King says I got approval for a $200,000 house in Woodbridge. That's great. And see, you can get a $200,000 house there because for people who don't know, Woodbridge, a little further out, it's a little bit kind of like the sticks in a way. It's the suburbs. It's also called Hoodbridge because it's a little bit crummy. It's not bad. I used to hang out there a lot. And it's a cool place. Like you got the waterfront there too on the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. But anyways, yeah, it's a cool place, but it's further out. So like a lot of people, the traffic is horrible there. The roads are big because you have to use the roads to get everywhere. There's not really much public transportation, maybe a few buses, but you have to drive everywhere, and it's inconvenient because a lot of people in Woodbridge commute like to DC. Or I bet they commute even further than that. I bet there's a lot who commute to Maryland, like Rockville, Bethesda, Silver Spring, maybe even Baltimore. Um, well, Chris asks, why don't you up your value and make more money? That's what YouTube is to me. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's my value. So that's what I'm putting work into, and that's what I'm collaborating with you all on. This isn't just me. Like I've been saying, this is our social network. Why should we be left to the devices, the plans of landlords and rich people. Don't deal with landlord. I decided last night I never want a landlord to tell me anything again. Because even when my landlord texted me last night and she said, "Okay, I agree to you move out November 30th," and she was just telling me the terms we already agreed to. Even that stressed me out. And I was like, why am I being told anything? I'm a grown man. I paid over $20,000. I don't want any landlord telling me anything. Detroit King said, I have a pretty good roommate for over 5 years now. He's my tenant. That's cool. So your mom and dad rent from your brother? I guess they do. No, not from my brother. They own the house, even though my brother's lied and says like he can take the house and sell it if he wants. He's such a moron. Uh, he's I'm pretty sure he's a right wing douchebag racist who loves Jordan Peterson. I know that because first of all, growing up, we were all right wing douchebags, but I grew out of it. So now I am firmly opposed to that. But he's maintained it. He never grew up, and just his chauvinistic attitude shows he believes in white male supremacy. I bet he's a Jordan Peterson fan, and also his YouTube. He has a YouTube account. He doesn't have videos up, but last time I checked at least. But he has a YouTube account, and a ton of channels he loves are gun channels, which is just disturbing and pathetic. If you're into gun culture, you're likely a right winger. Caleb, man, Caleb's got some good info. He's talking about being in the Navy. He says, here's the best example of military being effed up. So I'm in a different location than where I'm stationed, and I had to pay $2,000 for a hotel and got to pay food and bills I already have. And they said it will take about a month or so to be paid back. How? If the ship needs $20,000 in repairs, it takes 1 day. Damn straight. That's how everything works. If you got to pay, they know how to get your money right away. Oh, that's the rules. You got to pay right now. If you need money back, the rule, we have our policy. Let me check our rule book. Hold on. Oh, yep. Says you have to wait 18 months and you have to fill out 1,000 forms if you want some money back, and we'll send it in a rebate. And if it gets lost, oh well, go screw yourself. Exactly. That's how it works. That's why I'm waiting. For some reason, I'm going to be waiting 2 weeks after I move out of here to get my deposit back. When did anything take 2 weeks in here? It didn't take 2 weeks after I moved in to send my deposit. I dated it for the day I moved in. Didn't take me 2 weeks after the first of the month to pay my rent, ever. Didn't take me 2 weeks to notify my landlord when I broke a window and I was going to get it fixed. But I need 2 weeks. Let me gather my money. I know you paid me $20,000, but here's the policy. It takes 2 weeks. Please wait. Detroit King says about Woodbridge, it's getting a lot better nowadays. They're building a whole infrastructure, and probably in 3 years, my house value will go up. Well, that's cool. I wonder how it'll affect things overall, because that also sounds bad for people who need affordable housing, and we don't zone enough areas in the Northern Virginia area region for apartments, which means people want houses and not apartments. So if you want to move here, you have to be rich, and the property values are going to go up. And if people want affordable housing, they're going to have to wait and pay more for apartments. That gives landlords more control. And landlords, by the way, around here aren't individual people in apartment buildings. Landlords here are often big corporations that just buy up buildings around here, or however they do it. And so they don't really care if you need to fix things. They don't care if the rent's too expensive for you, because they'll raise the rent like 8% a year. And if you can't afford it, they don't care, because there's already a shortage of housing. So they'll have people ready to move in after you. And you have to pay, like, say, first and last month's rent and a deposit, and show you make 40 times in a year what 1 month's rent is. So if you rent an average apartment in Arlington, Virginia, I looked up the city government website. Average apartment for 1 bedroom is $1,678. I'm doing the calculator, getting the calculator out. You have to make 40 times that in 1 year. So times 40 equals, you have to make $67,000. You have to make $67,000, $120,000 to be able to get a $1,600 apartment around here. Now, why are you going through all that schooling, which you presumably are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for? Sorry, I'm so marble mouthed. I don't speak. I got to practice speaking more. Presumably, you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans that you went through years of schooling to be able to make $67,120 for. You've had to work very diligently, being compliant with big companies that will pay you that much, working your way through the company, putting up with whatever BS people put you through because you don't want a bad reputation. You don't want to be known as difficult. You want to be seen as somebody who's willing to put in the more work than the next person to make that money. And for all that effort and work, you are not getting $67,120 worth of housing around here. You're getting what somebody who makes $25,000 or so can afford. But they will never rent to someone who makes that much. So it's you see how it's squeezing people out of here. What's the point of making all that money? You can't even get that much money's worth of housing. And with $1,600 a month, you're not getting $1,600 worth of square footage of amenities. What you're getting is the location of living around Washington, D.C. Ooh, the prestige. We're living around the government. This is so nice. We're living around all these big contractors and corporations, half of whom can't even say what they do. They're just in meetings, they're in maintenance, they're in management. You can't say what they do. And we don't need a huge, good number of them. And a lot of them are just going to what? Weapons, wars, building battleships, building cruisers, building fighter planes, building bombs, building more advanced rifles. We don't need to kill people around the world. We don't need to destroy half the world. But got to keep the money going. All these people are going to be out of jobs. Look at how Caleb says they pay the military anyways. They know the military, the average person, isn't worth much to them. The people who make the most from the military aren't in the military, or they're at the top of the military. Very few. The rest of them are at companies like Boeing, Lockheed Martin. They're like Eric Prince. So it's a whole effing carnival game that's rigged against you. Let's check these comments. What are people saying? No, my brother doesn't own the house. For whoever asked her now. Yeah, I'm trying not to cuss again for people watching it on the live stream. So Shell says my GD insurance is unreal. They are all thieves. Yeah, the damn bank is my landlord. They're just as bad. Yep. And to all you out there, I say again, especially young people who are planning your future, don't rent from landlords. Do not give them your money. Don't support the system. So I've decided, as long as I can help it, I will never pay a landlord again. I will never rent from anyone again. If I have to, I'll live in my car as long as I can manage it. I don't want it to manage it. I don't want it to damage my health or anything. I do plan on living a long time and having a good life, but I don't want to pay out of principle. Because why am I, a grown man, paying $20,000 in rent, and there's nothing I keep with me after I leave? There's no investment. I could have paid a mortgage with that money in other parts of the country. And so I'm part of the problem too, because I'm contributing to the bloat in the DC area. So I've decided I will make my life as an example. I will move out of here. I will live in my car if I have to. I'm still looking for couches to sleep on, by the way. So please spread this message around. We got 21 people watching. Just post this, if you would, right now. Take a second, post it on Facebook or text it to a friend or share it on Twitter. Let people know, because I want everyone in this together. All you young people out there, plan on not renting from landlords. Figure out what you have to do to stick it to the system. Whether you have to find a way to make homes that you can live in, that you can own, that are sort of, bypass the system or outside it, or you change the laws so you can make tiny, affordable homes, prefabricated homes, whatever you have to do. It is not worth it to put money in a hole in the ground by paying landlords. Now, let's see. Caleb says, I will say I think he meant to say it's not all bad. Free medical and dental are good, plus free tuition when I get out is nice, but there's definitely a lot of BS. Yeah, and to be able to get all that stuff, people had to fight very hard for a long time to get it, and it's always under threat now, because clearly, in particular, the Trump administration doesn't care about this stuff. They don't care about anyone who's not like them. They'll gladly screw over people out there who don't have power just to enrich themselves, and just because they enjoy it. They enjoy the cruelty. Not everyone is like that and just enjoys the cruelty. A lot of them are doing it just because they're amoral, because they care about themselves, because they've rationalized their role in a system which screws over ordinary people and keeps themselves very rich and powerful. Buy an RV. Oh, wait, hold on. Comments are going by. I appreciate all the comments, everyone. Buy an RV and bounce around to truck stops, Walmart parking lots, etc. Thanks, Chris. I don't want to buy an RV, but I've definitely thought, well, maybe I'll buy a van someday. Hey, an electric van would be nice. Maybe I can plug it in somewhere. And then that's another thing. The world's being screwed over by 71 companies, no, 100 companies that are emitting 71% of carbon in the atmosphere. It's destroying life on Earth. It's destroying the crops. It's going to create an untenable situation. And rising sea levels, it's going to be a disaster coming very soon. There's a report came out like 10 years. We have to completely rework our energy infrastructure around the world if we're going to avoid complete catastrophe. Right now, there's already a catastrophe that's inevitable, and we're already in it. But before we get to one that's of apocalyptic proportions, and the top 100 companies doing this, they're not concerned about the future. They don't have to face consequences for it, or they don't think they'll have to. And if you're rich, you might be able to buy your way out of dealing with consequences for a while. It's everyone else who's going to have food shortages, housing shortages, going to experience more disease, who are going to have to, figure out if they're going to scrape together the money to move to cities because sea levels rise and they can't get enough food and the temperature is unbearable where they live. They have rolling blackouts, all kinds of stuff. And we can do it. We can change the infrastructure if we want. We can switch to renewable energies and have safer streets and safer transportation and better medical care and less disease. But they don't care. They're working hand in hand with the government. Government's working hand in hand with them to enrich themselves. Um, Hitchhiker says, why do we need to think outside the box to lead a decent life? We as the middle class already help businesses generate millions with our labor. Why aren't we getting our share back? That's damn right. Oh yeah, counting land taxes for someone 58 is over 1,000 a year. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Okay. Let's see. I'm reading through some comments here. Shell says, "Go for it, Angelo." Damn right. So I'm encouraging people out there. I'm living as sorry, I'm marble mouth. I'm living as an example. I want to make my life an example. So I don't want to be a hypocrite, which I am, for living around here and paying landlords and supporting mortgages and just supporting this area. It's a little tough because, yeah, like obviously there's my principles and then there's stuff that, makes me want to overlook my principles, like especially my parents being here. I want to film with them and also just, want to be around them. I don't want them to be kind of lonely without me, although just, compromise that. I wouldn't be completely out of the picture, but say if I couch surf across the country or if I travel across the country looking for good places to live and to make films, I'm not giving up that. Film making is everything to me. That's what this is part of. I need to do this for my films. I'll always, be in their lives and always want to film with them, however that may be. Hey, it'd be nice if I just get rich and set up a movie studio and I can move my parents close by. Um, Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, Hillary, I remember you mentioning where you live. You live in southwestern VA. You say, sorry, you're going through them in southwestern Virginia. Rent and housing are okay. I pay $800 for a two-story brick home. That's pretty good. 4 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1 shower, appliances, fenced-in yard, garage, carport, paved driveway. That's amazing. The people who make money never see war and never leave their office. Oh, man, that is so true. I've been married for over a year and have spent about 6 months with my wife. Okay. Congratulations. Oh, I see what you're saying, Shell, because I didn't understand what the 58 was. You left out acres. So yeah, I've slept in my car and now I live in a $350,000 home. I'm sure that you don't mean square foot home. $350,000 home on 58 acres. That's really cool. Which part of the country are you in, Shell? And Hillary says, I'm in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains in extreme southwest Virginia. It's gorgeous here. Jobs are scarce due to coal mines shutting down. I'm planning on buying soon. I paid $50,000. It's a lot of money. Why is everybody being squeezed like this in this country? Think about that. Do something about it. Do not pay landlords. That's so you want to see how it's done? I'll show you all how it's done. I'll figure it out. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I got a few offers for couches to sleep on. I'm still looking for couches to sleep on, by the way, because I don't want to overstay my welcome at any one place. I want to make sure I always have a place I can stay at in case something's inconvenient somewhere. I don't want to stay on someone's couch for a year. So eventually too, I want these videos to keep performing well. Not eventually, I want them to perform well today, but I want these videos to perform well so I can quit my job and make videos and films full time. And then I'll have more freedom to decide what to do. And I want to keep sending this message out there. I want other people's quality of life to improve. Young people, don't pay landlords. Figure out how you're going to get your money together, save up, and work outside the system or bypass it or change it however you have to. Let's see, what do people say here? Shell says you live in Kentucky, so do I, Hillary. I live in Kentucky, but I refuse to rent. Good for you. Um, Chris Adkins, good one. I know a guy who did this too. Lived in a storage unit. He says Richard Christie from Howard Stern uh, lived in a storage unit when he first moved to New York City and beat the cost of living. There's an option. Uh, I'd give you a room and bathroom. I have 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, but you live 6 hours away. Well, Shell, I don't know if we're connected on Facebook, but hey, maybe someday I'll come through your area in Kentucky because I don't want to stay around here. I refuse to stay around here longer than I have to. I have to for now because I have a job and I have to save up. I have to pay so much in bills and in my credit cards before I'm able to actually have any stability to say, okay, I have freedom now to decide where am I going to live, what am I going to do. I want to travel around and make videos with other filmmakers I know. I know, YouTubers around the country. I want to work with some of them. So yeah, what happened to the American dream? Everybody think, what's the answer to that? I live in a $22,000 house with my girlfriend. How is that possible? $22,000. There are no homes around here for 22,000. There are no apartments you can buy for 22,000. There is no such thing as that around DC. Um, wow, Detroit King. Every bit helps. Donates $1.99. Well, that's right. Thank you. Let's see. And Caleb says, and I'm saying it's sad. I've only spent 6 months with my wife and I'm always gone, but the people at the top aren't doing a damn thing. It's okay though. Only 12 months left here. Good for you, man. Hey, have a plan, you know, have a clear, outlook on what you want to do and go after it. Cool. Justin says you've got a couch in Central Illinois if you need it. Hey, maybe I'll come by someday. Shell says I'll add you, and I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, Shell. I look in the description. I have Facebook page. I don't know if you're already connected to that. I guess not, but message me on there on my Facebook page. It's linked in the description. Flying over trout, and the trout's with a zero, and not an O, because you can message me on there. I just want to have people. I'm not going to Kentucky soon, probably not, but I just want to have everybody like where I can contact them. I have their contact info because if I do travel, I've gotten offers around the country for couches to stay on, and I want to know where I can stay if I have to move. Did your mom get her patio roof fixed? I don't think so. I didn't even pay attention to it the last few times I've been there. Man, talking like this wears my voice out. But I want people out there to join me and say you're not going to pay landlords, you're not going to live in expensive areas like around DC. And it's tough because I can't say that totally because if I go to LA to make movies, it's going to be like that there. A lot of problems in LA, a lot of good things though, a lot of good leadership, but a lot of bad leadership. A DDG, which is a small ship, costs about $1.8 billion to make, and bigger ships like carriers cost over $3 billion to make. The residential city of Detroit is worth $3 billion. Man, see, that is so messed up. And people can know about it, and apparently we can't do anything about it because everybody's like, well, that's just how it is. Can't change it, so what? There are people trying to change that. And in my own small way, I'm trying to change that by getting people motivated and excited to change things by sharing this message out with others. Don't pay landlords. Refuse to participate. Hey, everybody, go on strike if you can. Are you going to store stuff at my mom's house? Yeah, probably. My best friend, after his divorce, moved to West Virginia and still worked in Chantilly. Wow. So, for people who don't know, Chantilly, that's a rich area. I used to hang out there a lot. I had a friend who lived around there. Very rich area. He had a very nice condo, beautiful condo there. I stayed at a few times. He was a wild man, a lunatic, but he was like my best friend in a way for a while. I don't call people a best friend, but like by default, he was my best friend because I hung out with him a lot. Just wild, weird guy. Had a lot of money. Still has a lot of money. I haven't seen him in a while because, like I say, he's a wild man. He ignores me most of the time, but I know it never bothers him if I text him a lot. But yeah, Chantilly's a rich area, and West Virginia, it depends which part, but that's a considerable drive. depending, which part of West Virginia he goes to. So West Virginia, very inexpensive to live in for the most part. Chantilly, place with a lot of money, and the people with money are looking out for the people with money. There's been this proposal in Manassas, which is sort of kind of in that region, in Northern Virginia, to get this big tech company to move, to get a building there in Manassas, which Manassas, by the way, is also kind of very sort of like suburban and kind of rural. So it's kind of spread out. It's kind of the sticks where it's like there's car dealerships and everything's kind of far out. And it's an okay place. And it's just kind of like run down, sort of, southern town in Virginia. And Manassas has a proposal to get a tech company or something to get a building there and get 1,100 jobs there. And what some people are saying is this is the rich looking after the rich. There is no problem of the people who are going to get jobs there needing jobs, because the people who are going to get jobs with this company already have highly developed skills, already have good jobs, and already capable of getting good jobs. What this will be is another opportunity for those rich people. And this company, by the way, will be getting hundreds of millions of dollars in tax breaks for moving there. So people are saying, why are we looking after the rich there when it's a total problem of priorities that aren't arranged properly? Because the problem in Manassas isn't rich jobs or well-paying jobs for rich people. It's affordable housing. It's transportation. And it's damn right. So we should be worried about affordable housing and transportation there, not making it more expensive for everyone else to live in because we're looking after the richest people there. If they want to move their jobs there, they can do it, and they can actually contribute to the area, not just fleece everybody else and make it more difficult for everyone else to live, because it's going to get more congested there, and it's going to get more expensive to live there, and it's going to have a multiplier effect, an exponential effect on how much it drives up housing prices there, how much more difficult it makes it to live there, how much more difficult, how much more people are going to have to work to be able to get by. It's going to keep driving out the least able, the least protected people. Let's see, more comments here. So are you moving out? No, Gigi, I'm moving out at the end of next month, November 30th. Oh, that's right. So I did that video breakfast in the bathroom where I said maybe I'll move out October 31st. I didn't want to do that. My landlord pissed me off. I got pissed off when my landlord messaged me and said, well, that's soon, so you're going to have to pay next month's rent and you won't get the deposit back. And so I was like, well, I don't want to do that, because even though, yeah, like in a way it would have helped me out, not only the deposit I want back, but also I'm offering to pay $5 a day to people to have me on their couches. So that's $150 a month. So that's another 150 I'd be losing. And I'm like, well, no, fine. If I'm spending the money either way, I'll stay here. So she agreed to that. Thank goodness. Why don't you say F it? I'm off to the Carolinas or Texas. I'm just not there yet. I might. May very well, because North Carolina's got a filmmaking community. David Gordon Green, who just directed the new Halloween movie, and Danny McBride. I believe they come from North Carolina, and they were filmmakers there. Or no. David Gordon Green, I don't think he's from there. I'm not sure, but Danny McBride definitely is. I forget if David Gordon Green's from Austin, Texas, maybe, or somewhere in Texas or North Carolina, but also Texas. You got Austin, Texas there, and I was in Houston for 9 days filming. Big, huge area. Um, yeah, there are YouTube channels about living in vans and RVs. Good way to save rent money. Exactly. This may become a channel that does that. Oh my goodness. Ali D says Tyson's is expensive. My brother lives there. You're damn right. Tyson's is another area with tons of government contractors. You got the Silver Line Metro recently constructed that runs through there. Tons of rich people. It is so depressing. If you go into Tyson's Corner Mall, which is one of the biggest shopping centers in America, by the way, so it's like, I think, the sixth largest shopping center in America. You go there around lunchtime, look at the tables going through the areas with all the fast food restaurants. So you can see this beautiful mall, this hugely expensive place with big companies that have storefronts there. It's the picture of pleasure and happiness. And on those tables, you will see construction workers, cleaning crews, the people who stock shelves, the people who wash cars, because I found this out when I was detailing cars for one day there before I quit that job. You see all those people doing the dirty jobs and the hard working jobs, eating from McDonald's, sitting there and you see lined up next to them all these restaurants, and then you go further into the mall, all these boutiques, specialty stores with expensive clothes and expensive sunglasses and expensive jewelry and electronics that uh, that provide a contrast to those people working hardworking jobs that there is no opportunity to go up, and maybe construction, but cleaning crews, you're probably not going to get far in that. You're going to constantly be working just to keep living, and you better not get sick, and you better not miss work. And the people working in those boutique stores, they're not making a lot of money. They're the face of these companies. The money goes up to the executives and the people who run them and the banks that finance them and whoever else. And that's how it works. They know they can game this system like a carnival game that's rigged to just keep you the way they are. And I can't even blame the executives of these companies individually, because they're part of a system. The system makes it work out for them. I can blame them for not paying more, but even that's not a fundamental change. That's one company doing one change and being disruptive. And yes, they can do that, and they should. Jeff Bezos at Amazon, he could pay the world like 1,000 times over to have clean water, have food, have medical care, have housing, and he'd still be, a multimillionaire many times over. And yet, what he had to be pressured with a campaign, and politicians had to put pressure on him, and workers had to, just to pay his employees $15 an hour. Embarrassing. And with that, he took away benefits from employees, like sir, I forget exactly what benefits, but he took them away. So that shows you the mindset of people who don't uh, don't respect. I don't think they can respect themselves if they're not going to respect others like that. Gigi says, if I lived in the U.S., I would offer you a space in my house. Thanks. Gigi, where do you live? I'm just curious. What country are you in? Caleb says, for the cost of one ship, we can fix like an entire city. That's exactly right. These ships are like entire cities. We can fix entire cities and provide affordable housing, get the homeless in housing. We can prevent disease, because so much disease is spread. Why? Because people don't have proper education in place, because education isn't funded, because they're marginalized, stigmatized, because medical care isn't properly available. So people figure, oh, screw it, what's the point of getting myself even checked out? It's better to not even know if I'm sick. It's just so outrageous. This is not workable, this system. Refuse to pay landlords, people. Get out on your own, do what you have to. And I'm going to show you how to do it, however I have to do it. Because I'm going to be living in my car, or I almost want to live in my car over living on someone's couch, because I'm going to offer to pay people $5 a day to live on their couches. That's $150 a month I could just keep for myself. Even though, yeah, living in my car is going to be miserable. I'm not going to be happy. One of the big things I don't want to deal with living in my car is not being able to go to the bathroom whenever I want. Because a lot of time I don't even want to get up. I wish I had a hole in my bed that I could just lie on top of, and a little bedpan down there. Because I don't even like getting up in the middle of every night when I'm asleep. Probably, let's see, 4 or 5 hours after I fall asleep, I wake up real quick, go to the bathroom. Gotta go. I drink a lot of water. I just got to drink a lot of water, or I get dehydrated. Uh, that's going to be miserable if I'm sleeping outside, say a Walmart, and I have to get up and walk all the way across the parking lot to go to the bathroom. But and if I'm cold and uncomfortable and all that stuff, that's what I got to do. Um, Also, have you heard the fact that Caleb says there are more vacant homes in America than homeless people? How does that happen? I don't know if I've heard that exact fact, but I know that's a reality. That we have the money, we have the housing, we have the opportunity, we have the means. It just, some people don't feel motivated to do that. Yeah, absolutely. It's outrageous. What's the point of letting people live? I was about to say housing them on the street. They're not housed, they're homeless. What's the point of letting people live on the street when that's not good for anyone? That's not good for them. That's terrible. That's not good for everybody else. Who like why would you want to live in an area that's not good for anybody who lives in an area, if they have any dignity and self-respect, to say, why do I live in an area where we don't house everybody? That's an indignity, not just to the homeless person first and foremost, which is, but it's an indignity to the person who knows this happens. It's outrageous. Yeah, Justin says Jeff Bezos took away the stock benefits. That's what I thought. Yeah. Gigi says, "How about trucking? Say, take CDL and drive around the country, earn pretty good money. Not interested." And also, that can be a very tough job. And I've heard, a lot of bad stories about companies that are desperate to hire truckers and they don't train them well, and then they work them very long hours and pressure them to work beyond what's legally allowed and all kinds of stuff. And just not interested. I don't want to drive a big truck. Oh, okay. Gigi says they live in Sweden. Yeah, exactly. Gigi says, do it a couple years and save money and buy your own house. That's what I want to do. I refuse to pay a landlord again. Even good landlords, they're still landlords. They're no good. I hate them all. There are no redeeming qualities about a landlord you can show me. I've run down my story of living with landlords. That's it. Yeah, Gigi says pee in a jug. That's probably what I'm going to have to plan on. You learn buy gym membership. I'm going to do that. Gigi says they learned that by watching YouTube RV channels. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning. I'm going to have a milk jug or something in my car to go to the bathroom. Wow, wow. NDAT says 18,600,000 vacant homes. Wait, is that right? 18 million and 600,000 homeless on. Oh, he says 18, or he or she. I'm sorry, I don't know, but 18 million vacant homes. Yeah, speechless. That's outrageous. Caleb, our Navy service member here, says, I also don't get credit. So if I have bad credit, I have to pay more, but that makes me have less money, which makes me more dependent on credit cards, which ruins my credit more. This is a vicious cycle. Okay, and then Dad says, just Googled it. Not hard to find the stats. Okay, so yeah, look at that. What's wrong with that? It's not a problem if we don't have the resources. We can't do it. It can't be done. It's just how it is. We can. We just don't want to. Not there are more. There are people who want us not to care because that doesn't help them. People who, and not just Trump. It's Obama. It was Bush. It's Clinton. Who want people from the top to bottom and across the spectrum to keep the system the way it is, to game it so it's almost impossible to get rich. I'm only able to get by now because of a lot of circumstances that conspired in my favor. It's a scandal that young people, that's what Gigi says, it's a scandal that young people can't afford housing nowadays. Yeah, it is. So I'm telling young people, don't rent from landlords. Don't bother. They will screw you over if they can. They count on you not to know your rights, which my landlord in Annandale, Debbie, was counting on. She wanted to evict me the night she found out about my video, exposing her greed to the world. And by the way, if she thinks nothing she did was wrong, why is she embarrassed about showing it? Why is she so angry about it? She should have been glad that she will get people who know that she runs the house the way she believes, not fixing things, moving in people who make a mess, who break appliances, who move in their own furniture as subletters, that she breaks the law by having in subletters when she wasn't allowed to. Again, not that I like to screw, hey, I'm happy to break the law if it's a bad law. But if she's so concerned about the process and the law and protection, why is she trying to flaunt the law? So, young people, plan on not renting from landlords. Stop contributing to these people. I want to insult them in a way. I don't want to stoop to that, but because to me it's more powerful not to just insult them. But you know what I think of them, the good ones. It doesn't. There's no such thing as the good ones. As long as they're landlords, they will screw you over. They can screw you over. All landlords are like that. Let me see if I got a message here. No. Okay. So don't uh, don't pay landlords. Figure out what you have to do. Lobby to change the laws to allow for prefabricated homes in your area, for tiny homes, for whatever it is. I don't know. Who knows? There could be innovations in housing that we haven't thought of. Mobile home encampments if you have to. Don't do it. Don't pay landlords. They don't deserve your money. Figure out ways to own homes, own an apartment, own a condo, whatever the case, and help other people find options like that. You know, engage in activism, do lobbying, knock out slumlords. Educate people of their rights. Educate yourself of your rights. Some places like Arkansas in America. No, Cornell. My parents own their house. Hey, Effie. I'm in the middle of a rant right now, so you just joined us. But what was I? What was I just saying? Oh, Arkansas, the state of Arkansas in America. By the way, you can watch documentaries about this. Look up in YouTube Arkansas renters problems or Arkansas landlords or renters rights. It may be the worst place in America to rent. You have so little rights there. I'm lucky, at least in Virginia, we're protected by certain rights that can make it difficult to even evict you, or at least to evict you, they have to, the landlord might have to go through a lot of steps, and if you want to live there, they can't force you out. So they're counting on you to be ignorant, and those laws had to be hard fought and hard won. And it's not just the law. The law is not going to fix everything. We need more affordable housing. We need more power for people who understand what it takes to live in an area that's expensive, because rich people don't care. They want to keep their property values high. They want to sell their home at 50% more or 100% more of the cost than they bought it for. And they don't care if it makes poor people not be able to afford the area. And they don't care if the country keeps those people poor through the drug war, through all kinds of policies. So don't support landlords. Do not rent from them. I will make myself an example. I will show how to live like this, and I do not want to rent from anyone ever again. Next place I live in, I want to own it. However, whatever form this may take, I may buckle, I may cave and say, okay, I'm tired of living, like a transient. I want to be able to just live in a place. I might do that. I also think if I'm going to pay somewhere to live, maybe I'll just live in a hotel. Hopefully, if I can make enough money someday, just live in a hotel. Because if I'm going to pay a lot, then I want amenities. Then I want room service. And I don't want to be on a lease. I don't want you to screw me over. Landlords, no matter how nice they are, they know how to make money. They know how to count on you not fighting for your rights. Because here's the thing, you try and do anything, they have a bunch of tools at their disposal to get rid of you because you're one tenant. But as a landlord, they've already been dealing with this for a while. They know how to intimidate tenants. They know how to evict you. They know how to count on you to be fearful for your home and your housing. They're not fearful. Obviously, if they have a mortgage and they're renting from you, they know there's lots of other people willing to rent from you. But every landlord can be secure in the fact that they don't have to seek out tenants. They don't have to work hard to seek out tenants. They don't have to be desperate for people to find housing with them, because people are already desperate for housing, because that's how this carnival game goes. Caleb Cicero says, fun fact, I've been working 80 plus hours a week but not getting any overtime. Whoa. If you take, so for people who don't know, in America, the law is over 40 hours a week. The law is you're supposed to be paid overtime pay, which is 1.5 times the rate of your hourly pay. So if you make $10 an hour, just a round number, you're supposed to make $15 an hour for every hour over 40 hours a week worked. So he says, not getting any overtime. If you take my monthly pay and divide it by the hours I work, I get paid about $5 an hour, maybe less. Yeah. 4 years of this just not to have student debt. So these are the hoops they make people jump through. He says it's worth it to work hard a couple of years and save all the money for a down payment on a house loan and then rent part of the house. I might rent it. I don't know. If I rent, I'd like to think I'll be the coolest landlord, and I'll be the envy of other landlords and tenants who are like, why is this landlord renting so cheap? I'd love to have that. They say F you money, like money you spend just to flaunt your money. I want F me money. I want money where I have so much I can afford to take a loss on renting a place just because I want to help people. I know there are bad tenants too, so it's not like I think just rent to anybody, and then like I'm not going to potentially become cynical or jaded, but there are a lot of good tenants and they're desperate for good landlords. So I'd love to be able to rent a place out super cheap and just say, no catch, just I want to help people out. That's it. Just help somebody else out on your own time. And I'll never be worried about having tenants ready to move in with me, because I have F me money. That's why I want to be rich. Not because to just be rich, because I want to be able to empower others and spread it around. Yeah, and I agree, Gigi. It is worth it now. It's been a while because, like, I've been in this house for 2 years, and you've noticed maybe just watching my videos, for those who watch it, it's been kind of a lull for 2 years. Not too much excitement, nothing dramatic. And I was wondering, in a way, like, how am I going to, get something interesting happening on my channel and my videos if I'm living comfortably? Because I can't force myself to just, create drama for myself. But this came exactly when I needed it. And I realized I have to do this. And now, yeah, you're right, Gigi. It is worth it to work hard a couple of years and save up for a house. I don't want to live for anybody else. I don't want to rent from anyone else. I'm a grown man. Kernow asks how old I am. I'm 33. I don't want any landlord telling me anything. Uh, if you do trucking, just sleep in the truck. Just saying, I won't do that. Catherine, I can't stay with my mom and dad. It's a long story. I've already talked about it. But basically, my brother's a criminal. He's attacked me, and he still lives there. I have had a great time talking to you. I'll add you on Facebook. I'll be back for the next video. Have a great day. Thanks, Caleb. Oh, also Caleb says get a cheap truck. You can hold more in it. Maybe I will. I don't like big vehicles. I like driving small ones. I used to drive big ones when I worked for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, no problem. Now I'm a little bit phobic about driving them, about having this big mass of a vehicle, and worrying. Do I know the blind spots and everything? It's weird. Like I said, I used to drive panel vans and pickup trucks and vans, no problem. But I don't know. Maybe just it'll take a little getting used to again. Catherine asks, how's my mom and dad doing? They're well. I'm probably going to see my mom tomorrow. Dad's still in physical therapy because he fractured his hip, but he's doing very well. So we're seeing, when he can get out and everything. And I'm encouraging my mom to keep him exercising to strengthen his tendons, his bones, his ligaments, everything. Exactly. NDAT says this. Okay, here we go. Epidemic of young people not owning a home is a catastrophe for future wealth of the country. Most people's wealth is in their home. Right. That's why I said the title of this video, I almost titled it $20,000 in the hole, but I don't want it to make it sound like I'm in debt $20,000. What I mean by in the hole is it's going into a hole in the ground. That may as well be where it's going, because I am not getting any benefit from this once I leave here. That money, $20,000, I may as well have thrown it in a hole in the ground and walked away from the hole, because I get nothing from this home after. There's no investment. I don't take anything with me. That's it. I just walk away from my $20,000. Can you all imagine what I could have done with $20,000 for my channel and filmmaking, for you all, to make entertainment? The different kind of videos I could have made, the ways I could have supported my mom too. Instead, it went to a landlord. From the landlord, it went to a bank. A bank, it went to bank executives and the rich customers of the bank, the ones who have the most money, who get the most interest, who get the best offers, who get free accounts. The rest of us have to try and play this game, this stupid effing carnival game, where we act like it's fair, we act like it's a meritocracy, and that says that's right. It's a catastrophe for future wealth, not just wealth. People don't understand. Wealth really means quality of life. How are people going to live if everybody's desperate to rent and there's fewer and fewer people who are controlling housing? What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to go out of their way to make it as easy as possible for you to rent? No, because they know you're all desperate for housing. Yeah, Gigi says down payment for a house would have been nice. Hell, I can't even. All the possibilities of that money and the $14,000 I spent in Annandale, so $34,000 total. Actually, a little more than that if I count 1 month I lived with a Baptist pastor who wanted to get in the shower with me. So about $35,000. Imagine what I could have done with that. I could have made several movies with that. I could have supported myself for a year while I worked on movies and worked on YouTube videos. I could have traveled. I could have worked with other YouTubers. I could have invested that in myself instead of putting it in a hole in the ground and walking away from it forever, because that's where it's going. I cannot take any of it with me. So how does that make sense? That is why I am saying don't rent from people. I want all you young people to know. I want old people to know. I want people my age to know. Yeah, Kernow says same in the UK. Oh, I believe that. This is not an accident. It's been a long time coming. No, okay, so Allison asks, I know you don't want to pay a landlord, but have you ever thought about looking for an efficiency apartment for a while? Much cheaper and can save money that way too. I think there's some on a weekly basis. I've looked at efficiencies around here. Extremely expensive. They are more expensive for efficiency apartments than the room I rent now. So that's how screwed up the DC area is. And efficiency. For people who don't know, an efficiency, it's like where one room is everything. Your bedroom contains maybe a shelf for your sink and kitchen, if you have that. I was in one efficiency where there was no, it was just the bedroom is the living room and everything in the dining room. So you have to eat where you sleep, and there's a bathroom where you can wash the dishes, and that will be maybe $1,000 around here. $1,000 a month. Are you getting $1,000 worth of square footage, worth of space, worth of amenities? No, it's just for being located around DC. While people like Trump and all the rich people in government and corporations who have been around here for a long time, it's not just Trump. Don't pretend it's like Trump is some new phenomenon. He's just willing to flaunt it more openly that he doesn't care about people. Can coat their what the hell am I saying? Coat their pocket, line their pockets, and live in luxury, live in wealth, and keep that money going among their friends and the people they're connected to, even though they're paying outrageous prices, but they don't care. They can overcome the bloat and inertia. It's the rest of us who are up against it, who are mounted against all these forces against us. I don't like being too preachy. I don't want to say forces against us, but all these plans devised that make it difficult to live here. Now, Allison says, "Yeah, I live in upstate New York. You should have taken your area where you live in mind." Oh, you said, "Oh, yeah, I live in upstate New York. Should have taken your area where you live in mind." Oh, right, I understand. But yeah, so for those who don't know, I live in the Washington D.C. area, so capital of the country. By the way, Washington, D.C., not a state, so they don't have the same voting rights and representations that other states do. I bet it'd be a lot different, a lot more equitable if they had that. And there are a lot of people who are fighting for that. D.C. is a city under federal government control. Gigi asks, "What's your mom saying about you moving out?" She doesn't know yet. I'm waiting to tell her. I got to go to the bathroom. Keep talking. Keep the chat going. I'll be right back. I got a lot on my mind. I'm man, I am so fired up. I get so angry about this. I'll be back. All right, everybody, I'm back. So I've been thinking something else. Just see, whenever I get up and have a little space to think, and I do a lot of my thinking at my job, just standing around. I'm a bouncer, so I just watch people at a bar drinking and make sure nothing illegal happens. Make sure people don't fight, things like that. Check IDs. So I have time to think there. And what I was thinking, and just now in the bathroom, was I want to get a "the rent is too damn high" T-shirt. I know they must sell them somewhere. Somebody must make them, or I can just make them myself. Get them printed online and mailed to me. I want this blazoned across everybody's mind and advertised everywhere. I want to broadcast it to everybody I meet. I want you to know this about me. The rent is too damn high. Jimmy McMillan, if y'all remember him. So yeah, Detoy King. I've been wondering about this, and I haven't I haven't told my parents about it. But Detoy King says, live in your parents' driveway. They'll let you in and out of the house to use the bathroom and get and let you stay in your car and make your videos with your mom anytime. Win, win, win. I might. Again, guess who lives with my parents? Again, my douchebag brother with his Lexus and his vanity plate. It's funny when he comes home from work a little early and I'm filming with my mom and I'm parked in the driveway because there's not much street parking lately. A lot of people park on the street. He's like, he's so angry that I have the nerve to park there. So I don't know if my mom would even let me park there like that. I'd be happy to and piss off my brother. Who cares? He's got all the comforts of home. And for me to just be parked in the driveway, hey, that's a good idea. That's a good FU to him. Could be like, hey, what are you mad at me for? You live in the comfort of your mommy's basement, and I'm out working and making an example of my life. Um, Effie Danos asks, do they have tiny living there? Maybe a caravan? There aren't tiny homes around here. I've looked this up. You basically it's illegal to build them around here, as far as I know. Because again, rich people want to keep their prices of their homes very high. So they're selfish, greedy pricks. They don't want people to live like human beings with some decency. I almost cussed. I don't want to cuss on a live stream. Or buy a cheap RV van and park it outside mom's house, hook it for the electricity. That I'm not going to do that. That is way too big an ordeal, and it's a lot of money, and I'm trying to save money. So excuse me. But yeah, maybe parking in the driveway, sometimes just sleeping there is an option. It would be really funny to piss off my brother that way. And what's he going to do? He's already got 2 convictions for assault and battery. And the judge told him last time he was lucky he didn't go to jail for it. I mean, go to like get convicted of a felony and go to prison for it. Or I don't know if he would be put in jail, uh, but felonies can get you in prison. And the felony, by the way, was strangulation. He jumped on my back and wrapped his arm around my neck. And then he later denied it too. It was so funny. He got angry at the video and left comments saying, I didn't choke him. He's making it up for sympathy. What a criminal, just unremorseful criminal and liar. But yeah, it'd be great to make him mad because, hey, if you want to tax me, I know exactly what to do. I'll film it, call the police. So he can be mad all he wants. If he doesn't like it, he can pack his things, pack his diapers, take his tush, and move outside and go find some place to live. But he wants to live in mommy's little basement. Uh, and he won't even pay to fix the bathroom, by the way. So you all have seen me or I don't know if you have, but my mom's bathroom is disgusting. It's got mold on it. It needed a lot of things fixing. It's only been partially fixed. And he doesn't even want to do it. So he wants to he's part of this system that wants to go that wants to enrich themselves at other people's at the expense of other people's well-being. He's saving all the money he wants, living in luxury, cleans his Lexus, and living in mommy's little basement. Yeah, Effie, he works. That's how he affords his Lexus. He's just a hateful, lazy, greedy person. You can see videos of him attacking me on my channel. Uh, yeah, he should help out to fix my mom's bathroom. But people, think about it. A person who attacked me um, claimed he was going to call the cops on me when I didn't even strike him. I grabbed him between the legs when he was on my back choking me, and he got off me, and he yelled, "Don't do that! Like, you got to follow my orders. Let me attack you in the manner that pleases me." And you can imagine that. And he was totally unremorseful. He didn't want to plead guilty. He pled no contest, which means in America, you plead that when it's an option to plead when you're saying, I acknowledge that you have enough evidence to find me guilty, but I'm not going to say I am. So it's different from pleading not guilty because then that leaves it to the judges that usually the judge will use that against you and give you even worse penalties, which if he didn't plead no contest or guilty, he would have been convicted of, he was facing a felony charge, which is very serious. He could have gotten a year in prison for that. Which, oh well, hey, that's what he's going to face if he attacks me. Renee says, "Hey, Angelo, hey." So yeah, you can imagine a guy like him. He's not gonna decide to be helpful. And, oh, I want to help people out. I want to fix the bathroom here. He's not going to. Why does he decide to live in the base? How can he maintain his own dignity? He has no dignity, but how can he do that and live in my mom's basement and have any dignity? He doesn't. So of course, a person who thinks like that isn't going to be investing anything they don't have to. He's not investing in himself. Uh, he's probably very likely a right wing douchebag. Like I said, we all grew up like that. I grew out of it. But he probably is still a white supremacist douchebag, little W, not big one like formally in a group, but like believing in white supremacist myths and the superiority of white males, and that the country's fundamentally a meritocracy where whiny social justice warriors are perpetuating a culture of victimization and outrage when it's the rich, white, powerful men who have been destroying the world over and over again, and who have control of all three branches of government and the military and the police. Um, Effie, no. Asked if I have other siblings I can live with. I have another sibling, not going to live with him. Why does my mom allow this? Again, I said she's a hypocrite. Um, yeah, he's a big baby. That's right. Renee says he's a big baby. That's true. What kind of, and also when he was facing charges in the case, he was trying to get, he was telling my other family members they were trying to intimidate me, my mom and my other brother, into into dropping the charges because they said we're going to use your mental history against you as to say you were a threat because you had mental illness, because you were in the mental hospital, because you had a psychiatrist and a therapist, that you were a threat. And and my brother Michael said that he was that my caseworker. I don't know if I had a caseworker. I had a therapist, but said that I was about. He said that my caseworker, whoever this person is, maybe he meant therapist, said that I was about to explode, that I was waiting to explode. So let's see how this works out. You're worried this person's going to explode. So you take the vegetable juicer I was using to take care of my elderly dad, who at the time was bedridden. He bruised his hip and he was in bed for a few weeks, needed help going to the bathroom. He wore diapers. And so he thought I was a threat. So he left me alone with my dad while he was off work for the week. There was a government furlough. And he worked with some government contractor or something. So I was such a danger that he left me to take care of my dad while he was out doing whatever he wanted, going to the gym. I was dealing with multiple things, calling my bank because they overdrew my account, because I got double charged for two different things, or I got charged for one thing that wasn't supposed to be charged to me at all. It was a hotel I stayed at. The company I was working with was supposed to pay it, and then I got charged twice for my car taxes, and I had to wait for them to refund that. So I was dealing with my bank. My dad wanted me to go to 7-Eleven, get a coffee and donuts, so I left a vegetable juicer out, which I used to make vegetable juice for my dad, which is healthy. And he got mad about that. He took it, threw it out in the backyard. So he's so worried I'm going to snap that he left me alone with my elderly dad, threw my vegetable juicer out, didn't care, and then I went and confronted him about it, and I filmed him because I needed an honest witness in case he attacked me. So I filmed the whole thing and put it on YouTube, so you can see it, brother versus brother, whatever, brothers fighting, or brother versus brother of attack over vegetable juicer or something. So you can see that, and he lies. He says everybody has a lawyer against you. Mom has a lawyer against you. Dad has a lawyer against you. What the hell is he talking about? And he said, you don't work, you don't make money, you don't respect anyone. And so he started punching me and jumped on my back and choked me. And then he wanted to get my family members to pressure me, which is witness intimidation, by the way. It's illegal, to drop the charges against him. And I even had a voicemail because the voicemails he left in my mom's home, the home phone, went to my email address. They got converted to MP3 files, I guess, and went to my email. And I had one where he said, Mom, I'm sorry for yelling at you, but I need you to get Angelo's medical records. I need you to get them so I can show he was a threat. How stupid can you be? So here's a stupid person. In addition to a violent person, stupid. The laws are so strict on medical records and privacy. There's no way my mom could have gotten that. He could have went to my psychiatrist's face and yelled at him and said, I need this for court. My psychiatrist wouldn't have released him because the psychiatrist could very well likely have been banned from psychiatry. That's totally illegal. The only way he could have gotten that, which would have been virtually impossible, was a subpoena. And that almost never happens. And there was absolutely no cause for it, because what's the cause for going after my medical records? If he thought I was such a threat, why leave me alone with an elderly man who was bedridden and then throw the juicer out, potentially provoking me? And then if I was such a threat, why did I go to him and film it? Because I knew he might attack me. And if I was a threat and not him, how come he knew he was on camera and he decided to attack me anyway? So someone who decides to attack someone else on camera, unprovoked, and I didn't even strike him back, is not the danger, but I am. And this is who my parents choose to house. So yeah, like I get along with my parents, but it's also there's a little bit of an uneasy aspect to it where I know they're hypocrites, and I'm willing to do what's right for me. And I moved out that day because I decided I'm not going to drop the charges. I'm going to press charges against him. I'm right, and I won. So, whatever comments here. Uh, does he have a shower in the basement? No, he shares it upstairs with the parents. Adosaurus says, "Do you want me to break his legs?" No, thanks. Appreciate the sentiment. No, I don't want that. Yeah, exactly. Renee says, "LOL," because you go to therapy, you're a threat. Interesting, right? What's wrong with going to therapy? Therapy is for responsible people. Uh, People who, by the way, have mental problems much more likely to be victims of violence than inflict it. So, which one of us should have been going to therapy? Or, like he says, I'm going to therapy, therefore I'm dangerous. Clearly, if he, I don't even encourage him to go because therapy's for responsible people. He's not responsible. He has no dignity. So I don't even encourage it. Therapy's for people I like and I want to help. Uh, Gigi says, "Oh well, put it behind you." I mean, it is behind. I won. That's why I moved out. I moved out that night. I have no problem. Yeah, Effie, thank you for saying that. Oh man, been going for an hour and 30 minutes. And I'm still all fired up. Share the live stream if you would. Link to it to Facebook or Twitter, or email it or text it. Got to get back to work, Angelo. Adasaurus, thank you. Appreciate it. Again, the message of this live stream: $20,000 in a hole in the ground. That's what rent is. So I refuse to pay a landlord again, unless I absolutely have to, or I really feel driven to it. But I'm willing to live in my car, which is going to be brutal around here in the cold, or uh, live on people's couches. Still looking for couches. Hey, King Eds. So I don't have to pay a landlord. I refuse. I don't ever want to be under the control of a landlord. Even here, the imbalance of power is too much. Hey, J-Link Master. Whoa, J-Link Master. Everybody check out J-Link Master's channel. Pretty good, man. I'm big changes in my life coming, and I hope you support me. J-Link Master, for people who don't know, he's uploaded thousands of videos of him dancing to video game music. So check out his channel. His dedication is unreal. That's what makes him happy. That's what I respect. 9,000 videos total. Oh man, it's amazing. Go check out his channel, guys. So, J-Link Master, people joining us, please share this live stream. I have a message to get out, which is don't pay landlords. Even the landlord I have here is nice, but there's an imbalance of power in that she can move in people without notifying me. She's moved in unemployed people. They've moved in people seemingly, like I had one roommate who's unemployed for a while. She would have a friend over like all summer. What the hell? Like, so nobody works, and I can't do anything about it. If I want to be in the kitchen, they want to sing and drink alcohol, and I'm disturbed by them being there. Oh well, she gets to move in who she wants. But when I say I'm moving out and I owed my deposit, she said, "Oh, it's going to take 2 weeks after you move out to get your deposit back." Oh, I need 2 weeks. It's going to take a while. I really want to yell at her and say, "You can pay me the day it's owed to me because I didn't wait 2 weeks to give it to you, and I'm prepared to wait until you pay it to me. So if you want me to stay here longer, you can do that." I don't think I'm going to do that. It's just not worth it to fight. But she better pay it back. That's what she owes me. And anyways, I guess she will. J-League Master, my mom's doing errands, whatever. Didn't have time to see me today. I'll probably see her tomorrow. King Ed's doing well. I am fired up. I am angry. And I want you all out there to be angry at how ridiculous it is to try and find affordable housing in this country. $20,000 I paid in this room where you see now that I'm moving out of next month. And I was thinking last night, I paid all this rent, and why? What do I keep from it? Nothing. It may as well have gone into a hole in the ground. J Link Master said you should be like Angry Grandpa. Huh, thanks. I think you got to be older to get away with that stuff, because a young guy breaking stuff and screaming, that looks very dangerous. An old man doing it, it can be kind of funny. Um, Yeah, Kevin Potts, damn straight. It always works out. When the man owes you money, you have to wait. When you owe him, he wants it yesterday. That's right. I didn't get a 2 week grace period on my deposit. I get 2 weeks to wait to pay my rent. It's been on time every single month, even when I've had to struggle and borrow money and work extra jobs to pay it on time. Oh, oh, you're moving out 6 weeks. Oh, wait, please. I need another 2 weeks. I need 8 weeks total to get your deposit back. Oh, thanks, Renee. Yeah, yeah. So I visited Angry Grandpa, worked with him, and she said one of my favorite AGP vids is when Angelo brought all the toys and candy over. Yeah, check that out. It's called the Angry Grandpa Care Package Prank. Thanks, J League Master. I appreciate it. J League Master said I've been watching your videos secretly. I just don't comment. That's cool. Watch however you want, man. Uh, yeah, Renee's just talking about the prank I did on Angry Grandpa. Hey, he was a super nice guy after he flipped out on us. Pickle Boy was really scared of him too. I wasn't scared, but he was screaming at the littlest stuff. It was so good. They're great people, man. I miss Grandpa. He was awesome. He was so formative for me on YouTube. He's just the number one YouTuber for me of all time. Uh, he's always been my favorite. No one can replace him. There will be many other great ones, but no one can be like him. J League Master, who knows? He might have been angry about your dancing and saying, "What the hell are you dancing for?" But yeah, I'm sure he'd respect it because you're a YouTuber, and he was a YouTuber, and he gave me advice, by the way, and like you got to have excitement on your channel. At the time I visited him, I only had like 200 subscribers. Now I have like 13,000, 800 some. So thank you all for being there. All right, Effie. Effie's got to go. See you later. 25 people in here. Awesome. 15 likes. Hey, everybody. If you haven't clicked like, click like because that helps get YouTube to share this live stream. Oh, Renee, too, said, I got the honor to speak with Angry Grandpa on the phone and I wanted to meet him eventually. I've been watching him for about 6 years. Found your channel about 3 years ago, maybe longer now. Thrashed Fingers. Thanks, Jay Link. Appreciate it. Yeah, everybody, please like the video because this is where what the money I put into into renting is gone. It's in a hole. I can't take it with me. There's no investment. The money and time I put in this channel, that's the investment. This is so much more valuable. I wish I had that money to put into this channel because that's where it belongs. That's what's important to me. But I had to get to this point. Unfortunately, I have to learn things the slow and hard way before I make up my mind. Believe me, the thought would enter my head and leave it, thinking I should live in my car and save money. Really, I wish I did it during the summer because it's going to be brutal in the winter. But now it's going to be winter. I'm going to try and live on people's couches. Annie says, found your channel in 2014 or 15 after searching for Greek recipes. Thanks. Yeah, got a lot of Greek recipes with my mom. She's from Samos, Greece. Thrashed Fingers asks, how old is my brother? He's 32. So he's a little violent pig baby who lives in mommy's basement and gets butt hurt when I park. I think he gets butt hurt when I park in front of the house anyways, or even with the driveway. Yeah, lives in mommy's basement. Live streams with my mom. I'll try. Renee, it's just hard because, like I said, her schedule's really busy. She's doing a lot of things, working 2 jobs and now going to rehab to check on my dad. Dad's doing well. He's recovering from his hip fracture. Fortunately, it wasn't major, but I've told her over and over he's got to exercise. He's 87 years old. He's got to be exercising to maintain his strength. He's lucky to have the physical well-being he has. Yeah, she works 2 jobs. She's a companion for an elderly woman, helps her out, walks her dogs, stuff like that, and takes care of the house and manages and watches after my pig baby brother, Criminal. So yeah, and she works for me or with me. She's a partner in this YouTube channel. So she's working a lot. And this money I wish I could have used to help her more. It's been a struggle for all of us. So think about that. My mom works 2 jobs. My dad still works full time, 87 years old. Pig baby brother fills his diapers in the basement and doesn't want to contribute much. And I'm the one who had to move out when he attacked me. And I've been making videos, and fortunately, I feel like I've had great success already, and I'm going to continue that. And now I'm realizing I have so much more. First, not now I always realize I had more than my brother ever did, even with his money and living in mommy's basement, because I have my dignity. There's nothing I would do to give that up. Yeah, it should be my goal to get stable housing. That's right. That's what I've learned is I don't want to rent anymore. The thought has come into my head. Oh, thanks, J Link Master. Cooking videos are awesome. Again, J Link Master, for people who don't know, has over 9,000 videos of himself dancing to video game soundtracks. It's amazing. Check it out. This guy is very dedicated. King Eds, I've been watching since 2015. Thanks. Hey, some of these people I didn't even know you've been watching that long. You and your mom are amazing. Love the cooking videos. Hey, more is coming. We got a lot more planned. Also, watch for Halloween. We got stuff planned for that. You guys should help renovate that bathroom. At least your brother for living there. Yeah, he should, and he doesn't. So I'm doing more to help because I'm making videos calling attention to it. So at least the fans have put some pressure on my mom to do it. No, I haven't watched the new Halloween movie. I want to though. I love the filmmaker behind it, David Gordon Green, and one the other writers, Danny McBride, and Jamie Lee Curtis. She's great. Yeah. So I definitely want to see that. We should try and see that and review it. Oh yeah, cool. Renee says we sent her an autograph and business cards. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. Yeah, that was cool. Was glad to do it. So the message of this live stream. I don't know how long this is going to go. Normally, I like to wrap them up sooner, but I'm so angry and fired up about housing. I want more people to be part of this mission, and I will make myself an example. As I have said, that I will move out and I refuse to pay landlords because they have too much power over you. I'm an adult human being. I have more dignity than that to be told what to do and how I can live. And if they want to move in other people who are unemployed and bums who want to drink and let's watch HBO and sing and play loud music and eat fast food, then oh yeah, and John Carpenter, his music in the movie Halloween, then she can, and I have no say over it. So what am I paying the $760 a month for? Just to keep sleeping here, to sit here at this computer. I don't need to pay that to be able to sleep and be at a computer. I'm not going to have my computer while I'm living on people's couches and traveling. I might get a laptop. Joey's World Tour is, I don't know if is he the food review guy? I don't watch his channel if that's who it is. Good. Hey, 19 likes. People like the video. Please. Shame. Oh well, I don't care. That. So I'm encouraging people don't support landlords because we have an unsustainable system where fewer and fewer rich people control housing, and it's not just landlords. Landlords are like the sort of the face of it. There's a spectrum that goes all the way through our country and around the world through rich people and powerful lobbyists, rich lobbyists, powerful and rich politicians who all sort of understand how to I'm laughing at a comment, who understand how this system enriches them. Yeah, Gigi, I'll update on the roof stuff. Gigi's talking about my mom's the roof that partially collapsed, or the ceiling that partially collapsed. Don't ever Clapping Pig says, "Don't ever fart on Santa's lap. He holds grudges, and you will get nothing." Good advice. So I'm telling people out there, join me. Right now it's small. Look, 20 people watching. Some people have been coming in and out, so a little more than that. Thank you all for watching. Please share the video, tweet it out, post it on Facebook, because I'm going to be going for a little bit now. I'm fired up. I want people to join me in understanding we've got to call attention to the fact that housing is not affordable, especially around the DC area. You have to be rich, and you're not going to get rich more than likely. You have to be someone who's rich to be able to live around other rich people. And that's just how it is. And it's ridiculous. And if you're renting, you don't have control over a lot. Your landlord can move in roommates, or if you live in an apartment complex, it's a corporation. Yeah, I live by Washington, D.C., J-Link Master. If you live in an apartment complex around here, it's pretty much all owned by big corporations. So they know exactly how to get your money from you. They have all the power in the world to evict you, to sue you, to get a big deposit if they want, to get the first and last month's rent when you move in, to not fix things if they don't want to evict you if you create a problem for them, if you complain too much, or if you tell them they got to fix things. They know exactly how to intimidate you. To raise your rent about 8% every year, They know exactly how to do it because there's not much housing around here compared to the people in the region. So everybody's searching for housing and everyone's trying to sell their home for a huge price. I would love to be a landlord possibly someday and just charge people rock bottom price just to screw with other land and advertise it like, hey, look at these greedy bastards around here. I have so much money. That's the thing. I want to make money, but I want to spread it around. So I want so much money, I can say not F you money, but F me money. So I can say I can rent at a loss. Don't even worry about it. I'll have tenants here who appreciate it, who respect it, and you're all going to save a ton of money because I respect you all. And I want that to spark change in people's minds. And I want all the other landlords to say, damn it, we got to make it illegal for Angelo to do that. He can't charge that little. I'll be like, screw you. I have F me money. And I'll keep making videos about it if you want to make it difficult for me, because you all don't like it that I can let low income people live around here so they don't have to work two jobs and they don't have to worry about how they're going to get by if they get sick or if their car needs fixing or if they, the family members need extra help. They're not going to have to worry about that as much with me because I have F me money. Grave of the Fireflies, I've seen that. I didn't think it was that great. I don't know. I got to watch it again. Maybe I'd appreciate it more. From Pew Research, thank you. NDAT, coming in with all the stats and figures. From Pew Research, more U.S. households are renting than at any point in 50 years. Now, ask yourselves, does that sound like a good trend? The fact that people are so unstable in housing and in their incomes that they're always a month away from being evicted, from being homeless. The fact that they're putting money into a place that they can take nothing with them after they leave. There's no investment. Like I said, $20,000 in rent. That may as well have gone into a hole in the ground. Renee, where do you live? Renee says she pays $1,100 a month, or she and somebody else pays $1,100 a month, nothing included, 3 beds, 2 baths, frustrating AF. Try not to cuss on the live stream. Yeah, that's outrageous. J Link Master said it right. The world is very greedy. That's why I don't go to the casino. Yeah, because I don't go to the casino either. So I want people out there. I'm going to keep doing these videos. I may be, Renee lives in Connecticut. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to keep doing videos like this because I want people to feel that they're not alone in this, that they have some solidarity. They can rely on each other and me to give updates. I want people in the chat filling up the chat with messages about how it's too expensive to live, how we need to figure out solutions for being able to live. I want people to feel motivated and empowered and strengthened with each other listening to each other's stories and knowing that we can figure out ways to find affordable housing. Oh, they exist. It's not like our specific part of the universe is just too expensive, it's overpriced, and that's how it is. J-Link, thank you. J-Link, man, J-Link's awesome. He says he's been trying to get on my broadcast. He's just been dancing too much. Hope you understand. Again, J-Link Master, people don't know, go check out his channel. He has done thousands and thousands of videos of dancing to video game soundtracks. He says over 9,000. I believe that. He does several a day. So you always have entertainment with him. Awesome work, J-Link Master. Keep it up. Man, you make YouTube great. So people out there, you got to figure out way. I want everybody to figure out ways not to pay landlords. Do not rent. You can say you found the good ones. I thought I found a good one. It's not so great when she moves in unemployed people. Let me get up close to the mic. Can you all hear me okay, by the way, on this mic? I want to make sure the audio is good, but I want to whisper it. When she moved in, the unemployed boyfriend of another tenant, and he sat outside my room, twiddling his thumbs on his phone, listening to loud podcasts while watching TV, while he drank alcohol, be on his laptop, no socks on, no shoes on, lounging his feet up on the couch outside my room. So it made it difficult for me to work. Thank you, Renee. Because I would be uncomfortable. I don't want him hearing what I'm doing. And you can blame it on me and say, oh, well, you should just do it anyways. But hold on a second. That was a choice to move him in. It was a choice for him to be unemployed. It was a choice for him to be a bum. and live off someone else's generosity, whether he was paying or not. He's still living off their generosity because he relied on their generosity to move him in and not work, not try and better himself, not go out. Finally, he did move out with his girlfriend. I don't know how that's working because when she was home from her job, when she started having some time off work, and she works hard, she would she would start yelling at him for how lazy he was. And I thought that was awesome. I was like, finally, she deserves to know about it. I've had to know about it all this time. And moving in another roommate, a family member who was unemployed for a while, just hanging out around the house, just hanging out outside my room, hanging out drinking alcohol, eating fast food. Had a friend over for all summer, not last summer, but the year before, just hanging out. Why don't I do that? I don't get it. I have to work. I'm not interested in being a bum. And then another person who's I almost cussed. I can cuss probably. I just don't want to overdo it because live streams might be moderated more. But who plays loud music, voice sounds like she's like got part bird DNA in her voice. It's like, and sings like a sick geese that is screaming and plays loud music that's disturbing. Now that was a choice to do all that. I didn't get any notice about that. Oh, but Angelo, you're moving out in 6 weeks. Oh, give me another 2 weeks after that. Give me 8 weeks to get your deposit back. I need to have time to get your deposit back. Please, I need notice. I need notice. But let me move in a couple of bums here, and you don't get any notice. And go f yourself if you want to be able to work in your room, or study, or exercise without being disturbed, or cook, or just sit and eat in the kitchen. Go f yourself. And go die. Angelo, I need 8 weeks to get your deposit back. Please. No landlords are good. They all have the power to do that. Just because they don't abuse that power doesn't mean they're good. So they are not good. Do not pay them. So that is why November 30th, I am moving out either onto people's couches or on my car. I've gotten a few offers, but I'm looking for more because I want to make sure I always have a place to stay. What I would hate is for, either I don't feel comfortable somewhere or they kick me out and then I don't have somewhere to go. So I'm going to get a gym membership. I'm going to make sure my car is ready to be able to sleep in. I'm going to make videos about all this. I won't have my computer. So my desktop computer that I'm broadcasting from now, I'm going to store it, and I'm going to eventually get a laptop, but I'm also just going to be broadcasting from my phone or just making videos on my phone and uploading them. Thanks, Renee. Well, hey, maybe I'll tour the country, filming around the country, meeting people. Already, it's been a great experience. All the stuff I've learned from doing this and the challenges to myself. I feel so overwhelmed and scared, but I know it's making me better to go through this challenge. It's something I would never give up for living in comfort. Or that's right, Annie. I may do a couch surfing tour across the country, all the way to LA and back, because I have friends in LA and filmmakers that I know that I'd like to work with there. We could make YouTube videos together and then make my way back. And I don't know. I don't want to live in this area. To live in this area is to support the system that enriches a few people and makes life miserable and unsustainable for everyone else. So I believe if you live around DC, you're part of the problem. So right now I am. I'm a hypocrite for being here. That's fine. I'm willing to criticize myself and move away. Allie asked how far is my mom? She's close by now. Like I live close by to her. That's partly why I picked Arlington. But I'm going to have to, find somewhere else eventually to relocate to. What'd be nice is if I figure out a way to move her and my dad there too and have them live comfortably. That's going to be tough. It's tough anywhere, but I'd like to be able to do that. People say, hard to focus on improving your life when your domestic situation is chaotic and stressful. Yeah, and that, man, it's saying exactly how it is. That's right. So I have this clarity now where I know I need to do this, and I think I'll be better for it. And I want you all to join me. And I thank you all for your support. And I know people out there are going to help me out because every decent person believes in this, that you should not have to depend on a landlord that will tell you how to live and evict you if they want you to if they want to, and they have control over you, even if they never really exercise it, because they know they can. They know the implication is always there. And that's what I realized with my hatred for landlords. All landlords could jump to a 10 so quickly whenever I have to deal with my landlord. So if she doesn't like it, she could stop being a hypocrite about it. Give me my deposit when I actually move out, not 2 weeks later. But I'm not going to try and fight it, because it's never good when you argue with people you live with. That's what I learned. You just leave. Just take yourself out of the situation. Don't support it anymore. And I want you all out there to see how I live like this, and I want someone else out there to do the same thing. Don't pay landlords anymore. Change the system, be an activist, lobby, figure out how to get affordable housing, how to get better jobs, how to get a better way of living, better public transportation, better infrastructure, a better environment. We're going to be facing a climate change catastrophe in 10 years that's going to be at an apocalyptic scale, because we're not willing to change our energy infrastructure, because 100 companies pollute 71% of carbon emissions. They want to keep themselves enriched in ingredient. They don't want to pay attention to environmental concerns, because they're either not going to be around long enough to deal with it, or they'll buy the science that says, oh, it's not real, so it doesn't matter. We have to change all that, because if you're not rich in 10 years and the environmental catastrophe comes, it's already coming. Look at Florida. Worst recorded hurricane, I believe, just recently. Flattened whole neighborhoods. That is a disaster. People died. And if you're not rich and can't relocate to your summer home or wherever, you are facing a catastrophe, and your family. Makes me so angry. A lot of people seem to be moving to North Carolina. Oh, interesting. I might move there. I don't know. I know there's filmmakers there. That's what I want. Hey, look, I don't want to be doing activism. Rest of my life, I want to be a filmmaker. That's what I'm doing now. Yeah, North Carolina, nice area. Cool. Good to hear. More people talking about North Carolina. Interesting. Yeah, that's why they moved there. But Annie says it won't be cheap for long if this trend keeps up. Yeah, because when you get opportunities showing up, the rich people, the powerful, the white supremacists, not just capital W white supremacists, the ones who perpetuate white supremacy and the myth of meritocracy, and the myth that there's no discrimination in our country. Anybody can make it. Oh, and we're going to arrest black people and stop them on the street at a way disproportionate rate than white people. And we're going to treat immigrants like they're insects, like they're not human beings, for wanting to do the same thing that I am doing, and the same thing that all of you either have done or may have to do at some point, which is just move. Just find an opportunity, a better place to live. That's it. Treating them like they're enemy invaders when they're human beings with more decency than these same people who say they're invaders will ever have. But they say, oh, it's fair. It's a fair system. All you got to do is just go through the system. And of course, they make sure the system will always pop up where there's an opportunity for people to actually do well, to squash it, and to make sure the rich maintain power over them. The rich and powerful maintain hegemony over others. So you look at like the Black Wall Street, African American Wall Street in like the 1920s in Oklahoma. There was a rich, a well-off area, a black community of business people and business owners working there, who managed to have some success outside the white supremacist system that kept them down, that kept them segregated, that still wanted to enslave them, that wanted to put them in prison. And what happened? They got bombed, they got killed, they got terrorized, because white, rich, powerful people could not stand black people succeeding. They made up their excuse. Oh, there was a criminal there or something. I saw a criminal, so we've got to wipe out the whole neighborhood. That's the system, how it actually works. Exactly. NDAT. Oh my goodness. Everything you say is amazing. I love it. NDAT says, look at home ownership rates by race and tell me there's no white supremacy in the U.S. Exactly. That says it all. And what will white supremacists say? Oh, I'm sorry. Conservatives, classical liberals, centrists say, well, it's just that you got to work harder. That's just the meritocracy at work. That's just the winners and losers of the system falling out where they may. It's not rigged again. Don't bring up racism. That's anti-white, which, by the way, is a Nazi talking point. So why are you all repeating Nazi talking points? if you're saying there's anti-white hatred, when white people dominate the government, they dominate the military, they dominate the police. Oh, please, we're so fragile as whites. Stop criticizing us. If we can't kill black people like they're bugs and destroy immigrants' lives and lock immigrant kids in concentration camps and make them sign away their rights forever, you hate white people. You hypocrites. Anyways, 2 hours now. I'm still going. And I'm not even tired out yet. Thank you all for joining me. Let me see if real quick, if I got any responses to this on Facebook or Twitter. Facebook is hell. Forget that. Twitter's not loading that well. Anyways, what do you all think? I'm sure that, first of all, people have already told me some of you are struggling out there, not just in America, in other countries. J-Link Master asks, did you ever try Rockstar Apple energy drinks? That will wake you up. No, I don't like energy drinks. I need more energy. That's true. I sleep too much. But no, just I don't like it. I don't want the crash from it. I don't want to spend the money on it. I like eating, healthy foods, whole foods. I don't always do that, eat those, but that's what I try and do. Gotta drink some water. I'm a little hungry too. I gotta eat. Nuts. These are very healthy. Raw almonds. Almonds are too expensive. Normally, these are $10 a bag. I got them recently because they were on sale for $7. Oh, man. Keep talking, people. Now it's getting cold in my room, too. My feet are getting cold. So people have to rely on each other and not work through the system of paying a landlord, because that will screw you. It will make life so difficult for you, and that money's gone. $20,000 for me, gone. I don't take any of it with me once I leave here. None of it's invested. No, sorry. I'm gonna eat away. I'll eat away from the microphone. Thank you, Gigi. Gigi says, kudos to you for trying this challenging road. I feel I have no choice. I feel like I need to do this. I have to do this. So it's already overwhelming. The thoughts I have, the desire to get out of here, the eagerness to get out of here. Yes, J-Link Master stepping up my game. That's right. But I'm also grateful for it, because living here, I've been in kind of a lull for 2 years. No great challenges, not too much dramatic, which is good. I mean, generally, I don't want that in life. I want that in my movies, in my stories. I don't want that in real life. But now I'm realizing the stories I tell will come from this big challenge, this huge change I'm going through. And who knows what will come of it? Who knows what jobs, what film opportunities, what people I'll meet. I expect to meet a lot of people doing this and travel a long ways. And I don't want to end up in the DC area. I refuse to support it. If you live around here, you're part of the problem. So I'm part of the problem as it is. I'm working my way out. Landlords choosing to live around here, you greedy pricks, you're part of the problem too. Like life is like a video game, but you can die. Again, J-Link Master, really into video games. Dances the video game soundtracks, has over 9,000 videos doing it. He puts up several a day. Yeah, life is kind of a test. J-Link Master. Yeah, Gigi says if it gets too cold to stay in the car and nowhere to go, I got to stay in the car. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's right. I don't know what's going to happen. Gigi, the problem is I don't know if I can stay at my mom's house. She really doesn't want me staying there. I don't really want to stay there. I feel, why would I live somewhere where my brother is going to try and intimidate me? I don't need to. I can sleep in the driveway maybe. Yeah. Renee says lots of heavy blankets and clothing. That's what I would do if I had to sleep in my car. I was watching a video from another really cool YouTuber, small channel, like 6,400 subscribers, which, I mean, it's a big channel, but it's like small in terms of the scale of YouTube. Well, but also big. Very few channels even ever get to that much. Most channels will never know about. Um, he said he was homeless after a divorce and slept in a Walmart parking lot in his car, and he had 4 blankets on him one night. So I may have to do that. Annie, yeah, I already explained that story. She says, "Why is your brother so psycho? What happened to him?" Short of it is, he's got 2 convictions for assault and battery against me, and he still lives in my parents' basement like a little pig baby, mama's boy. No, Gigi, I'm not doing that. I'm not sneaking in and then sneaking out when my brother's not around, because I don't always know when he'll be around, and I just refuse to live like a coward, basically, like I'm having to hide. Renee, like I said, my mom's a hypocrite. I don't, pretend to be loyal to someone who's going to be a hypocrite and say, oh, just because she's my mom, well, I have to say nice things. No, I believe in looking directly at you, saying exactly what you are. So, my mom is helpful in a lot of ways, but she's also a hypocrite. And her values are non existent when it comes to, treating people right when they do wrong. In that, no way. Maybe I'll buy my parents' house and then kick him out. I won't buy him a house. Yeah, Renee. So that's something I looked up too, or or heard about, and I'm going to look into. Man, even you think you're saving rent by living in your car? Even look like what Renee's talking about, you might be able to find a chargeable heater. Right. So I heard about that. I thought, okay, I'll look into it. I bet it's going to be a little pricey. I may want to do that. So if I'm living in my car in the winter, or just when it's a little cold out, it doesn't even have to be that cold. Yeah, I am worried about the safety. I want to make sure there's no, health risk to me. It's not emitting any kind of gas or any kind of whatever dangerous substances. And also, I'll always leave a window cracked. By the way, people, if you're living in a car, always leave a window open. Do not seal yourself in. That is extremely dangerous. You could die breathing in your own carbon dioxide and possibly carbon monoxide from the car. If it rains or snows, have like a Tupperware lid on top of your car. Put something weight on top of it, so it's like this. It's like over the side of the car. So like if this is the my fist is the car roof, put it on top, and if you have like a bike rack or something, slide it in there, or just put, I don't know, a rock on top of it or something, and just have it like that so the rain doesn't get in your window and snow. But don't seal your car windows. That's what I've learned, is have the window cracked. You need fresh air coming in. Please, no one hurt yourself like that. Yeah, Jay Banky saying, right, this is what I'm finding on YouTube. Other people are doing this. People are figuring out ways slowly to avoid rent by transforming vans, tiny homes on wheels, eco friendly homes of natural materials slowly. So good to hear it brought up. Exactly. This is the future. We can't all expect to live in huge, expensive homes in the suburbs. There, there should be more apartments. There should be more good quality apartments. There should be more help for the homeless. Homeless people should not be priced out of here. We're all one paycheck away from being homeless. For the vast majority of the country. And why is that? It's not an accident. It's set up to be that way. My landlord wants to wait 2 weeks after I move out to give me my deposit. But you think if I waited 2 weeks, she would wait to tell me I'm evicted? Hell no. But hey, when when you're the man, when you got the money, oh, let me check my regulations, my policies about giving you back anything. Yeah, I know you paid me, but go f yourself. Well, let me check here. Up. Nope, it's gonna take 8 weeks. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of that, because here's another thing. This channel, I don't remember the name now, but I'll try and share it at some point. Really great video. This guy seems really down to earth, level headed. Talked about how he lived in his car after he was divorced, and nobody knew he was homeless because he said, he hid it. And that's what I'm going to try and do too. I don't want a bunch of crap piled up in my car and looking like, um, I have my whole, everything I have in my car. I only have bare necessities in there. But Thrashed Finger says Nintendo Switches are the best video game consoles for people living in their car. One of the things this guy talked about was you got to keep your stress down. It's going to, and that's true for me. Oh man, if I get stressed, I am so overwhelmed, and I find it hard to eat. I become unmotivated. I have to push myself harder. Not eating is a real bad thing when I get like that. I think I don't have to eat when I get stressed. I guess it's in a way better than, the compulsion to eat when you're stressed. Because, hey, I'm glad I'm not, eating a ton of sugar or anything, but that's bad too. So he says, keep your stress down. Maybe I'll get a Nintendo Switch at some point. Hey, that's another benefit. I didn't thank you for that. Another benefit of going without paying rent. I'll have this freedom to try out different things. I'd say I like video games because I played them a ton when I was a kid. It's just now I don't have time. And also, they kind of give me a headache. Like if I play it on the computer, I tried it once, like once maybe a year. I'll try playing Counter Strike again. I get a headache from it, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I can't be playing. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. In my car, if I'm de-stressing myself, I think, yeah, like it might be a good investment. What is J-Link Master saying here? I can't believe this world that drives your lead bolting down into fused calculations and ripped off solutions. Rent becomes higher and value changes and cracked up oil bins of drastic measures. Man, that poetry. D-Toy King, where are you going to send your mail? My parents' house. Still hungry. Sorry. Eating my nuts. Let me check real quick Twitter or Facebook. Excuse me. Have any responses on there? Nope. Let me retweet this on Twitter because I put it up now 2 hours ago, and now it's time to like people may not know I'm still alive. There we go. Just retweeted it. Eating nuts. How dare I? How dare you, sir? We've got to do something about the cost. This is unsustainable. And think about if some disaster happens, like what just happened in Florida. So it's not a hypothetical. Happened in Florida. Whole neighborhoods flattened by an incredibly powerful hurricane, which may very likely well be a part of global climate change brought about by our carbon emissions and our destruction of the oceans. What happens if you're already living one paycheck away from eviction and there's no support and then a disaster happens? Could be a minor flood, could be just a leak in your house, could be you getting sick, and then there's a food shortage. Then there's some crisis that happens, and the government isn't able to help you. There's too long of a wait. There's not enough help. There's not enough staff. Already aren't enough for everybody. We already have home. Arlington, Virginia, is one of the richest cities in the country, and we have homeless people here. Why is that? How does that make any sense? So I'm encouraging people, get out of your leases. Don't pay landlords. Find a way to live without them. Do it before you get trapped in there, like if you have a family. Do it, figure it out how you're going to do it when you're young. Look up affordable housing. Thrashed Finger says that the hurricane, yeah, and what happened, by the way, when companies don't no longer honor their agreements with you, if they're in such a panic that they feel they have an excuse to say an insurance company to not pay you for some damage or some accident that happens, either with your health, with your body, or with your home or your car or whatever it is. What happens when the government won't agree commitments to you? What happens if they won't pay Social Security? We can't just count on getting by doing the same thing that is happening now. It's unsustainable. I'm sure NDAT will be in with some stats about that anytime. NDAT's been coming in with great info. Thrashed Finger says the hurricane hit my place pretty well. I saw a tree fall onto the place across the street from mine. Luckily, it wasn't that heavy, so it didn't do much damage. Imagine what one tree can do to your home. A tree did that here, by the way. In my front yard, we had a tree. I made a video about it. I was lucky. I was out at work. The tree, during a storm, toppled over, demolished my roommate's cars. They were destroyed. So what happens when that happens to you and you don't have any backup plan? You need a place to live and you need to pay your gas bill, your electric bill. You need to pay your insurance. You need to pay the deductible on the insurance. You need to pay your rent. You need to pay your mortgage. You need to pay your taxes. You need to pay your child's bills. You're one paycheck away, and it doesn't have to be this way. There's no need for it. We can all have a good standard of living. But powerful people count on regular people to not know that and to be indifferent and say, well, I'll be at the top one day. It's going to work out for me. I just need to work my way up there. That's what I honestly thought. When I was 19 and working at Regal Cinemas in a movie theater chain, I thought I'm going to work my way up to become a general manager and then a district manager, and then somehow I'll work my way into movies. Well, after a year and a half of that job, I got really miserable at it. I quit. And since then, I've been realizing this is not the case. It's not the way to go. And also, the dignity, my dignity is at stake. I don't want a big company telling me what my rules for work are. I don't want them telling me how much I can be paid. I want to figure out a way to make money that's dynamic. And again, I want to be able to share it with people. I would love to own a home and rent at just a dirt low price to people. And the neighboring landlords in the area, because this is an outrage. How can he rent so low? I can say, look, I have lots of money. I have F me money. You've heard of FU money, where it's like you have lots of money and you spend it on nice cars and a nice home and nice clothes and nice restaurants, and you go out and you're basically bragging about your life. But I want F me money, where I can run things at a loss just to help others. And I can sell that home for a dirt low price just because I want to help someone. And the neighbors can, I bet rich white people would find a way to make that illegal, and they probably already have. I would say, oh, okay, well, I have F me money, so take me to court. Make your own lives miserable. That's how rich, that's how I want to use my, I don't like the idea of even saying how rich I want to be. I caught myself saying that. I want to be able to share it with people. There's no sense, there's no dignity, there's no pleasure for me in having it and not being able to help others. Yeah. And Dad says, meritocracy is a joke. I've been a beneficiary of privilege my whole life. The system is not fair, not at all. Exactly. And I've received a lot of privilege being around here. Sort of, middle class, maybe lower middle class ish. I don't know. But I've been lucky to be able to, if I was born into another area and if I had another skin color or another family history, it'd be totally different. I'd be in such more dire circumstances. How about to upgrade to a van and get a generator? Well, I'm not in a position to buy a van, but I don't know, maybe someday. Yeah, D Toy King says you can get yourself a cheap 3DS with a lot of games. That Switch is a little bit more pricey for someone that needs to be on a budget. Oh, I see. I wasn't even thinking about that. So yeah, there you go. I don't need an expensive console or anything. I'm a simple person when it comes to my games. I don't want to being involved in a bunch of microtransactions, all that stuff. It's funny. All that stuff didn't exist when I was a kid. They had patches for PC games. You could download a patch and maybe an expansion pack. Now that's like half the game is going to be downloaded after you buy it. It's so wild for me how the game industry has changed. Before you bought a completed game, and that was that. You bought a cartridge, and then you bought a disc, and you had the game. Sorry, I'll eat away from the mic, but I'm still hungry. Keep talking, everyone. I want to keep it going. Keep the ideas coming. I'm already learning stuff. Hey, I didn't think about getting a 3DS or a Switch before this, so thanks for that. This is what I don't want to have to. People rely on Googling everything. I barely even use Google, by the way. I use DuckDuckGo. They protect your browser, your search results. They don't track them. They don't track you. The only thing they're bad at, the image search, you could search for the most basic thing. You could search for a picture of whatever, something in the news that day. You'll get maybe one picture of that. Everything else will be unrelated. That's the only thing not good about DuckDuckGo. But I use the DuckDuckGo browser on my phone. I don't use Google for searches unless I have to, because Google tracks everything and sells your data, and it's heinous. It's ridiculous. They want their fingers in everything. But I don't want to have to Google everything. I want to deal with people directly. This is how you know I'm getting older, I guess. When I was a kid, my fantasy was everything to be able to do it on the computer. Now it's going the other way, where I want to deal with people directly. I don't want to get on couchsurfing.com and find people to live with, message them. I want people to reach out to me directly. And all, by the way, people I know and have met have offered me couches. Ran into one guy the other day that I knew, he offered me a couch. I know another guy. I told him about my situation, offered me a couch. So this is how I'm finding people. And I know as I get out more, I'm going to find more people like this. But the videos are not just to reach out to people directly for couches, but the motivation and sort of being part of this story and part of express myself. J-Link Master, man, have fun. J-Link Master's got to go dance again. He does these dancing videos on YouTube. So, sorry, finishing my food. You have a good stack behind you. That's books, yeah. Um, yeah, I read books slowly. Still going through this one. This is a slow read. It's dense, big pages, a lot of information, but ethical dilemmas and decisions in criminal justice. It's good research for a movie that I'm writing about crime. Exactly, Gigi. Man, you're right. Gigi says time goes so fast. It's like yesterday you moved into that place and your mom helped you with the mattress. That's right. Goes so quick. I thought for sure I moved in the mattress last like this last year, but no, it was in 2017. Annie, I gotta see that. I've only been a little bit aware of it. I gotta make it a priority. Annie asked, "Are you going to see Making a Murderer Part 2?" Yes, I will. I'm determined to. All right, J Link Master, take care. Enjoy your dancing. Sorry, I'm still hungry. I barely ate today. All I had to eat was a bowl of oatmeal this afternoon. I'm eating more of my almonds. Oh man, it's getting cold in here. I'm still hungry. I didn't eat much yesterday either. Can't complain. I ate all right. Excuse me. Excuse me, everyone. I can't almost can't help it. I just checked Twitter real quick. Everything on Twitter moves so fast. Exactly, Annie. Eating those oats and nuts keep those arteries clean. Right. I'm gonna have to be careful to eat healthy on the road or wherever I'm eating. I can't succumb to eating junk food and processed food because that's the worst thing. If I don't have my health, and I don't have a home to live in, and I got to make sure I can work. That's going to be a very scary situation. So, yeah, trying to eat healthy. I don't always, but I do a lot. I got a physical last August or so. Doctor said everything came out great. Triglycerides, blood sugar, protein, calcium, vitamins, everything. Everything looks good. So, no signs of disease. So, that was great. $360 for a physical, but that part wasn't great. But it was good to know, you know. So I can't always count on that. I got to make sure I'm keeping up my health, not stressing myself out too much. When I get stressed, man, it's horrible. It has a horrible effect on my body. I don't want to eat. I feel sick. I can throw up from stress, and I have. And even if I'm living on couches, I'm going to be getting a gym membership. One, so I know I have somewhere to shower if I need to. But two, I'm not going to bring my weights with me. I have some dumbbells here in my room. I'm not going to bring them to someone's house. So I'm going to go to a gym to be exercising. So that I'm looking forward to because right now I can't really afford a gym. Why would I bother? Annie, I wish I was like that. See, you said you've been like that since you were a kid. I had to learn it as an adult. I mean, I guess I always ate decently, but I also, well, I ate a lot of junk food too. And like 2 or 3 years ago, I went to a doctor and said, "Hey, I haven't had a physical in the longest time," and he said my cholesterol was way high. So fortunately, I got it way down under control. So it's good to know. Curnow, yes, my parents own their home. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to eat healthy, keep my stress down, doing things that are good for me. But that's the great challenge of this: is if I'm going to meet this challenge head on, I have to be even better to myself. Excuse me. Than than I have been. Thrash fingers, yeah, that's fine. Thrash fingers asks, "How old am I?" I'm 33 years old. Still hungry. But I am so eager to get out of this home, get out of this situation. I cannot wait. I don't even know after this. I might go to the library and see like what's it like to study at the library. I got this book I want to read. I want to study without distractions because even being here is too distracting. Knowing I have everything around me, knowing I have the internet, I have my computer, I have my weights here. So like I'll exercise and stop and watch part of a video or something. It's not good. So I've got to be focused on everything. Damn right. Oh my goodness. End that. Very strategically coming into chat with very powerful comments. It says landlording should never have been legal. Adam Smith knew it was a bad idea. I gotta think it's pretty much yeah, it's pretty much true. I'd be happy to see landlords arrested. Oh, amazing. Endat says the landlords, he's quoting Adam Smith. Oh my goodness, this is music to my ears. The landlords, like all other men, love to reap where they never sowed and demand a rent even for the natural produce of the earth. That's right. I want to get up and dance and celebrate to that. That is awesome. Patricia Cox asks, have you thought about house sitting? It's funny. I got an offer once years ago, but there was no point in me doing it because I was paying rent at the time. The guy didn't know that. He thought I was living with my parents, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's involved in house sitting. I really, it sounds kind of like I don't know if I want that responsibility or is it not a hard responsibility. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a video asking about it. See what people say. Uh, Toy King, do you think I have a 401k? Um, Kernow, I don't know what you're saying. You said that word I think before. So you will never me skint if your family owned. I don't know what you. Man, you gotta speak English. I mean, there's English in there, just a couple other words that I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna say how much I make, but it's not much. I work my job as a bouncer 4 nights a week. I make a little money on videos. hell no, I'm not getting a job at Costco. I'm not working with customers. I'm trying to quit my job. So working as a bouncer, it's good for me. Like while I can keep doing it, I've been doing it for 5 years now at the bar I'm at now and other bars, but now I'm just at one bar. But what I want to do, save up money, live in my car, make videos, save money from that. And when I maybe get my debt paid, I have a lot of debt, especially relative to my income. When I get my credit cards paid off and can save some money, then I guess I can think about, okay, I have some options. Am I making enough money now? Have I saved up enough? Can I start traveling now and making videos with others? So who knows how that goes? It depends. It depends on me, and it depends on you all out there. So that's what I'm thinking is I want to get out of this area. I have to save up first. I hope I can save quickly. I'm going to try. One thing that I like too, and I want to keep working on my Spanish. I've been way too slow at it. I could have been fluent many times over by now, but I want to be fluent in it. But there are a lot of Hispanic restaurants out around here that are very cheap. So I can eat at Hispanic restaurants and maybe practice my Spanish and save money that way. And it's good food and big meals too, some of these places. And that way I can eat decently, still save money, practice my Spanish, get out, actually talk to people, and I just and maybe do stuff like that across the country and make videos across the country, make videos about what it's like living in my car. I actually Annie says you need to learn do is you need to stream learning Spanish with Angelo. I've done a few videos like that. I did some live streams where I spoke in Spanish and practice it. I didn't. They weren't really great, but they're good, and my Spanish has improved since then. Mi español ha mejorado desde I don't know how to say it. Then eso tiempo. Is it big debt on the credit cards? Yeah, not big compared to some people. Like they have like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, but it's a lot. I'll say this: my my rent I will have paid here is over $20,000 by the time I move out next month. Next month I'm paying my last month's rent. If I just had that money, I could pay off my credit cards and have some left over. Maybe I should go out and eat after this and find some cheap Hispanic place to eat tonight and just see what it's like. I might do that because I don't even like seeing my roommates around the kitchen. They don't respect me. I apparently respect them more than they respect me. I would be humiliated and ashamed to sing and play music around them. Colonel, Colonel saying you'll never be a poor man if his family own. I still. What do you say? Family own? If I own a family, if I own a, I mean, if I own a family home, what does it mean? But no, that doesn't mean you'll be rich. I'll never be poor because my parents are broke and they own a home. All right, that's gonna be all the almonds I eat for now. I gotta get up and stretch a little bit. Go to the bathroom again. Oh, I'll be back. Keep talking. Young people, okay, I'm back. Yeah, I like the couch surfing tour idea. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I got two phone calls. I hate getting phone calls from numbers I don't recognize. I'm going to look this up. Yeah, I got two within the last hour. I'm just curious. We can all find out if these are scams or what this is. Not really finding anything. Oh well, I'll just block it. Yeah, I'm not anything. Could be a wrong number, so go screw yourself. I'm gonna block it. I wish I could block it with a vengeance, but all I can do is block it. There you go, you blocked. Okay, what are people saying here? So first of all, yes. Okay, got a lot of ideas going on. Hey, got someone new here. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I won't try. But Ixelf, good day to you, sir. Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm all fired up. I am angry. I don't want to pay a landlord anything ever again. I had a thought. Here's the thing. I had a thought when I went up to the bathroom and now I lost it. That's how it works with me. I get thoughts when I'm sort of just have time and room in my mind. There's space in my imagination to think. Now that I'm talking here, it's kind of crowded out. But what are people saying here? NDAT, man, coming in with the truth again. Young people should be working steady jobs and chipping away at a mortgage, not couch surfing. It bodes poorly for the future wealth of our country when young people are not being set up for financial comfort in the future. Thank you. Yes, I want to make myself an example of this. I want to show people how to do just withdraw from the system. Stop supporting it. Let's bring attention to this. It is too expensive to live. When you rent from a landlord, they have control over you. The law is on their side, and you are putting money into a pit that you walk away from, you get nothing from. You don't get any investment from it. You don't get to take away anything. You just leave it and it's gone, and that landlord has the benefit of it. Screw that. We should be owning our homes. We should be making cheap homes. We should be owning cheap apartments, cheap condos. We should have better places to live with better infrastructure, with more renewable energy that's not going to emit more carbon, that's not going to destroy the oceans and create catastrophes for us in 10 years. We should be able to live with dignity. Uh, let's see. Yeah, Annie, honestly, it's not even 100% out of the picture. Who knows? I don't know. I have no plans of it. But learn Spanish, well, that part I have plans of, but and move to Latin America. A lot of Westerners are migrating to certain areas because the West is too expensive. Yeah, I've heard of people live there and they're like rich on a few dollars a day because they can live so cheaply there. The downside is those countries, especially because of America's involvement, have been devastated. And again, a lot of America's involvement, installing dictators, supporting military coups. It's so tragic. It is so sad. The loss of life for nothing other than America's interests, the good of the country, national prestige, protecting our vital interests against, previously it was the Soviet Union. We've got to install right wing dictators like Pinochet to kill people who are communists, supposed communists, and they can accuse anyone of being communist. Guatemala, supporting genocide there of hundreds of thousands of people losing their lives. Why is that money going to kill people? Forget the money. Why are we killing people there? Why do we support that? Mexico, the most dangerous, or possibly the most dangerous cartel there, it has been trained by U.S. Special Forces. Why are we destroying that country and then blaming them when those poor people who live there have the nerve to want to save their own lives and move to America for some protection? Oh, because we have to protect our interests. We have to protect ourselves from invaders. We have to fight against the drug cartel. We work hand in hand with the drug cartels. It's a system designed to enrich them. And drugs are illegal here, and so people here buy drugs from South and Central America. Anyways, pathetic. Derek says, screw couch surfing, buy a mobile home, hit the road. Well, I'm not there yet. Maybe someday. Yeah, Josh said, somebody else said that too, that the audio and video is out of sync. I can't do anything about that. Kurds and Yazidis are losing a lot of their people. Well, I believe that. America's destroying a lot of places around the world, the Middle East too. It's sad as hell. For nothing, no benefit, destroying lives. And then there's the fact of the money, a whole separate issue. While this money is enriching such a small amount of people to make weapons and create plans to go kill people around the world, when those people could live well, we could live well, and we could actually use those resources and that money to make people's lives better instead of wanting to kill civilians around the world the way America does. It's pathetic. And I'm sure so much of it we don't even know about. It's just secret. It's so shameful. Josh, I'm talking about how it's too expensive to live around here. I'm kind of getting into everything else I don't like about how the system that runs in this country that keeps you poor. I've paid $20,000, or I will have paid over $20,000 in rent in the place I live in right now, where I'm broadcasting from, by next month, which is my last month here. And then I'm moving out November 30th. And I've decided I'm going to stay on a couch or I'm going to live in my car because I refuse to pay landlords anymore. I don't want to give them any money. Even the nice ones are still landlords, still scumbags. They have too much control over people, too much power. They have the law on their side. They know they can intimidate you. They know they can evict you. And you're the ones desperate for housing. They're the ones who know people are desperate for housing and will come to them to find a place to live, and they can charge what they want, basically. Thanks, Josh. Josh says, you still have my offer when you get to Harrisburg. I didn't realize that was you. I remember we talked on Twitter. Thanks. Maybe I'll be there someday. Nobody's seen the film. Never came out. I shot a short film, or I didn't shoot it, but I was working on a short film with some friends in Harrisburg in 2010. 2010 or 2011? I think 2010. And but it never got completed. But it was a cool place to stay. Gigi, I am paying $760 a month in rent, and for that, I'm not getting anything extra for it. Like I don't even have control over who I live with. So what's the point? I've been living with bums, with rude people, disrespectful people. So screw that. So I don't want to pay any landlords anything again. I don't ever want to pay a landlord anything again. The next place I live in, I want to own. Whether it's a home, an apartment I buy, I mean a house, apartment I buy, or a condo, whatever the case, I want to be somewhere I own. I cannot tolerate. Look, if I buckle, if I cave, and say, okay, yes, exactly. Thank you, Annie, for reminding people. Like the stream. No, Gigi, that's everything I pay. $760 a month. Uh, I don't want to pay a landlord anything ever again. Next place I live in, I want to own. I refuse to support the system. I refuse to support landlords. Yeah, I may cave at some point and say, okay, I'm fatigued. I've had it for a while. I'm willing to rent somewhere. I would try and make it short term if that's the case, like subletting or just a short term rental with no lease, or stay in a hotel even. Because if I'm going to pay a lot of money, I may as well get a lot for it. I may as well get room service. I may as well get a place with no lease so I can leave whenever I want. I'm not going to be hassled by a landlord. They're there to serve me. We're there. It's about customer service. Hold on, I got to put my phone back on my charger. I had to do something. I was checking that number that I got real quick. That wrong number. And when you, yeah, and even, by the way, even sublets around here, I checked on Craigslist. All of them that I saw want over $400 a month for a sublet. That's like living in a closet or living on someone's couch practically, or in a little spare room. And you'll be sharing a bathroom, and you might not be able to cook. You may not be able to have friends over. It's ridiculous. That's the DC area. So why would I pay that even for a sublet? Josh says, where I'm renting now, a huge ass fully furnished room, $500. Then he asked me to move to where the walk-in closet is where the only thing you can fit in there is one small bed, and that's it. And he wants $400 for it, which is crazy. That sucks. especially for Harrisburg, by the way. We were shooting at a friend's house in Harrisburg, and I think the whole rent, this was a massive house. Massive. They had like a little boxing gym inside the house or something. Five guys, they were all like 22, 23-year old. They worked at places like AutoZone and Target or whatever, regular stores. I think the whole rent for the house was okay, I can't remember exactly, but it was astonishingly cheap, like $1,500 a month or something, or 1,700. So five guys living there, they had this massive place. The only catch about it, it was like 15 minutes driving from anything except this little convenience store gas station because it was between two farms. But it was beautiful. We were out there, we built a little prison cell set. So there was and I played a prison guard, and I was also working in the crew, but I played a prison guard who went and discovered this prisoner was murdered. And so they built a little set in his backyard. Surrounding us were two farms, or one farm maybe, I don't know, that surrounded. And you could live super cheap there in this beautiful, luxurious home, working a regular retail job. Again, the only catch was you got to drive like 10 or 15 minutes to get anywhere other than a gas station. What are the comments here? So Josh, I'm saying if you have to pay that, that's too much for the Harrisburg area. You should find somewhere cheaper than that. Uh, Shell says, Angelo, you're welcome to visit. Come visit. I have half my house closed off. My cousin is sheriff. So like I said, we have 5-bedroom house and 3 baths. We only use half the house. That's amazing. Where are you again? Kentucky? I may just have to go out there. I don't know. I got to still be able to pay my bills. That's the thing. And YouTube won't quite cover that. But, and it depends. You never know how it's going to go. So I'm trying to build my YouTube channel. Okay, you are in Kentucky. Hey, who knows? I don't know. Maybe someday I'll come by. So I got to be able to save up money. I have a lot. I own my credit cards. That's how I've been living too. It's not just, I'm not just getting by. I've been going in deeper into debt just to be able to survive and barely paying off my credit cards every month. And then when stuff happens, like my car broke down seriously one day, I had to use up a bunch of money on my credit cards for that. I'm 12 miles from Virginia. Cool. NDAT says my 4/3 is 1,500 square foot is $1,000 a month mortgage. That's amazing. See, and where do you live, NDAT? Because I pay 700. So many people here that what they pay in rent could pay that mortgage easily. You can help me get a job there too. Oh, let's see. I don't like most jobs. I'm a bouncer now because I don't want to work a customer service job or do a job where I have to work hard. You live in a suburb of Tampa, Florida. Okay, NDAT. Josh says, stay a week at all our places, your fans' places, that is. Yeah, I would try to do that. I still need more offers. And also, I'm trying to just, what's been amazing about this, the more I get out, the more I meet people, that's the investment in me. This is what landlords and rich and powerful people don't want you to know. When you invest in yourself, it's at their expense. They don't want you all to have solidarity. They don't want you all to rely on each other. So already I've been meeting two people who offered me couches that didn't find my videos. One I already knew. Well, one I also already knew, but I had only met once. And by the way, everybody like the video, please, so it keeps getting shared because I need all the help I can get now. Oh, cool. And you have a friend that owns a radio station. It's called The Wizard, 6 miles from my house. Hey, cool. Shell. I might, who knows? Might come over there sometime. Do not go to York, Pennsylvania. All right. Maybe I got to go there and film a video about it, like Annandale, about how much I hated it there or how much people there hate York. But anyways, yeah, I need to be able to save up money. So my plan is maybe work my job for a while. Who knows how much longer I have to work? Maybe work 6 months couch surfing. And oh, I see. Okay. Josh, got it. Message heard loud and clear. Maybe I'll work for another few months and I'm going to keep working at YouTube. And that's a great thing about what I'm doing now. It changes the video. So I'm not going to have my computer when I'm in my car or living at people's couches. I might get a laptop and start editing videos then, but I also want to save time. Time's going to be at a premium because I got a lot to do. I'm not going to be hanging out in people's homes. I'm going to be studying, writing screenplays, studying Spanish, exercising, and making videos. So I might be doing more live videos. And I might be doing videos just straight like one-shot videos and upload them from my phone. So I'm going to be very busy. So I got a lot to do. So I'm hoping with the videos and with my job, I can pay down my debt finally. I hope I can get all my debt, credit card debt paid off. Hospital bills, I'm not paying. I have emergency room bills. That's going to take me a lifetime to pay. I just don't pay those, unfortunately. Um, but and also my cell phone bill, insurance, all that stuff. Who knows? Maybe I'd like to get a better car because my car, it's nice. It's a Honda Civic, but it's too slow, and it really is kind of like dangerous for me when I've got to get up to speed on the highway, and I can't. I would like a really safe car, like a Subaru or a Volvo, really reliable. Um, Oh, well, Shell says thank you. You're good with editing and videography. They, meaning the radio station, tried to get me to work for them, but I could promise you they would love your work. My brother-in-law and sister does all Ryan Upchurch's clothing and editing. And oh, cool. Josh says, "Can I do a video with you at Centralia and at Graffiti Highway? Is that the actual name, Graffiti Highway, or is that your nickname for it?" Sorry, I'm playing with my ear. It isn't far away, less than 2 hours away. I don't know, Josh. Let's see. If I'm ever around there, I don't know. Don't know if I'll be it. Gigi, that's not true. YouTube can pay. Well, you got to diversify. So it's not just YouTube. I want to be doing lots of stuff. I'd like to get film work too. That's why I want to go to LA, work with other people. I want to do all kinds of things in film. I want to work with other YouTubers. Um, so we'll see, in other parts of the country too. But like I said, we'll see. We're all in this together. Oh, no, that's actually an abandoned highway that you can spray paint. Hey, I should build a house on it and live there. Um, but I want to be able to work, save up money. Who knows? Let's see. Because I figured my expenses, if I keep, as long as I keep my food and gas bill, like for my car, down, I'll be spent at around maybe $700 a month or so in bills while I'm living in my car. And if I'm paying $150 a month to people to stay on their couches, I said I'd pay $5 a night to stay on people's couches. So let's say about 700. Hell, let's make it 800. At that rate, maybe I'll be able to save six, 700 a month. Not save, but like a lot of that's going to go to pay back my credit card. Then I got interest payments on my credit card. So it's going to be sort of steady, slow going, but I'm really hoping something boosts fast. I know one of these videos will go viral. I know that. It may be a year from now, but it will happen. I got to keep at it. This is an investment for me. This is valuable. And you know what? Tonight I decided I'll go out, I'll find a Hispanic restaurant, and I'll go try and eat there and practice my Spanish. And it's a little embarrassing when it's not great. They usually speak English at Hispanic restaurants, but I want to at least look at the menus and just be around people and learn something. I don't want to be around my mother effing roommates. Uh, Thanks, Shell. Shell says you wouldn't have to pay me nothing. I'm proud you are going for what you stand for. Well, thank you. I have a lot of family in the music industry and YouTube clothing. And Rebecca Gayhart, she's an older kind of actress, is my cousin. Wow. Okay, so maybe I got to stop by Kentucky sooner rather than later. Shell, you're offering all kinds of stuff. Uh, Josh says graffiti. Centralia has a sad history. It's a town that has a coal mine under it, and it's been on fire for lots of years. Oh wow, I've heard something like that. And they can't put the fire out, so it's an abandoned town that has smoke coming out. That's amazing to me. The idea of a fire you can't put out. So smoke coming out of the ground. It's like Silent Hill. That's sad. So yeah, Josh, that sounds pretty interesting. Maybe I'll come by sometime. Yeah, definitely. I have your info, so who knows? Someday I may come by. I do think I want a better car at some point. Look, I can't be a choosy beggar. I got to stick with my car for now. My car still needs fixing before I even think about getting a new car. So, go West Virginia to travel. Nicest people I've met. Dude, West Virginia effing scares me. I've driven through there. I don't know if I want to do the mountains and the forests and trees and people saying on their signs in front of their houses with trees all around them saying, no trespassing and stuff. I'm scared, man. The roads are nice. I'll say that. I went to a convenience store in West Virginia. There was no like ceiling. It was all like gutted. The guy who ran it was just like a card table and some candy and stuff. I went there. The guy had no shirt on, and it's like his daughter was there with him. He was super nice, but it just creeped me the hell out. And this other convenience store that in the middle of all this wilderness and trees, and they had disgusting stuff for sale there, like pickled chicken and what the hell. And I felt bad for the guy working there. He was like Indian or Sri Lankan or something. I'm like, dude, you live around all these people, man. This is scary. Uh, Thanks, John. John says, well, look, John says, hey, fans, I have an idea. Let's create a GoFundMe. I don't know if people would support that. If you want to donate, hey, I'm all for it. You can donate in the super chat. Below the chat, you see the dollar sign right there. You can donate. Look in the description. I have my Patreon and my Streamlabs. Streamlabs, I think, is connected to PayPal. So those are fairly simple for donating. I appreciate it if you do. Shell says West Virginia is known for a lot of drugs. The people I saw around the convenience store kind of gave me that feeling. Oh, super chat takes 30%. Yeah, that's probably true. They do take a lot. So Patreon and Streamlabs, I think, only takes a processing fee. I'm not sure if they even take a cut of your money. So you can donate on Streamlabs. Check the description. Pretty simple to donate. Appreciate it if you do. Yeah, glad I quit the insurance job. Yeah, it was a good job. I can't say they were bad. They were really fair in their contract. My upline, as it's called, sort of like a manager, but you're not an employee, you're a contractor, was super supportive and great. Um, just wasn't for me. I just didn't enjoy it. And unfortunately, that's another debt I got loaded with at the job. In addition to buying all this stuff, so I'm still selling my iPad I got for that job. I'm still selling my printer I got for that job. If I can't get rid of them by next month, I'm just donating them to a homeless shelter or something. Not to Goodwill, but I'm donating them where they can go directly to someone who can benefit from them. I would pay you just to help me keep this place up. Oh, thanks. Here. They aren't here. They're crooked as hell, and I didn't enjoy it either. Interesting, Shell. Shell, you got to reach out to me on Facebook so I know. Oh, we're friends on Facebook. Oh, I thought you said we weren't connected on there. I don't know. I don't even look at anyone's Facebook feeds for the most part. Josh, okay, here's the deal. I'm selling the printer and iPad. I won't show it now, but you can see in the video I talk about how Ron Perlman, the actor, motivated me to move out. You can see me talk and showing video of the iPad, which I fully reset. I barely ever used it. Like I basically got it running and installed an app on it or two, and then I reset it because I quit the job. And the printer, I barely use that too. So it's all got a lot of ink. I've got an extra ink cartridge. I've got a whole box, like 50 pounds worth of paper, practically. I don't know, maybe 20 pounds, but it's a huge, massive amount of paper. You will not go through it anytime soon unless you're like printing documents for a corporation or something. Um, I have this huge printer, works great. Set it up in 5 minutes, connects wirelessly to your computer, or you can plug it in. Works fantastic. HP printer. Here's the deal. I'll sell them for what I need to sell them for to get them out of here by November 30th. So make me an offer. What are people saying? What do I want for the iPad? Again, what people are willing to offer for it. I don't care. I got one offer. It was a good price. I'll keep it in mind. I don't really want to ship it though. That's the thing. So Shell, I don't know. So Shell, you're saying this, and Josh, are saying this. If you want to buy them, Josh, you're in Pennsylvania. Shell, you're in Kentucky. Maybe I'll hold on to the iPad because it's not big. I can. It's not. I appreciate it, Shell. It's not even that. I don't even want to go to the post office. I'm trying to deal with people person to person. I would rather drive there myself and deliver it to you and make videos about it. I just hate inconvenience. So I would maybe I'll hold on to the iPad because it's not big. I can store it. The printer is huge though. The printer is so big. Maybe I will show that. Oh. See that? Whoop. There you go. Sorry, I'm holding that lopsided, so it's hard to show it straight. But great printer, inkjet, not laser. So you will have to buy ink cartridges for it eventually. No, Gigi, I'm not taking it to my mom's house because it's too big. I don't want to store it at her house. It takes too much. She barely has enough space as it is. That would be burdensome for her. Don't want to do it. So by the end of next month, if I can't sell it and I haven't gotten any offers for the printer, I'll just donate it to a homeless shelter or wherever. I'll just contact and see. And I want it to go to someone directly or go to the shelter itself or whatever, so people in the community uh, can um, can use it. Like if it's like a place where, you know, it's an open space where people can go in and use it. Thanks, Josh. I'll check out your message later. Um, but yeah, maybe the iPad I'll hold on to, but the printer I'm going to give away. So whatever I have to sell it for. I don't want to sleep in my car, believe me, Michelle. I almost said Michelle. I don't know if your name is Michelle, but I meant to say Shell. Yeah, I don't know if I don't want to sleep in my car. Believe me, I'd almost be more happy if I had like a oh okay, well I'd almost be more happy if I was in a warmer climate and I could just if I had a convertible and keep the top open because I don't want to be cramped. Like I don't like feeling like like I'm closed in. Thanks, Shell. Like I said, if we know each other on Facebook, message me on Facebook or at least on my Facebook page. So at least I have your contact info in one place. Because YouTube messaging is like impossible, and they took away private messages now. I don't even know how you message someone privately. But message me on there so at least I know where your contact info is. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll be around there, and maybe I'll work there for a few months. I don't know. Who knows? I got to be able to save money first. That's the thing. I have to be able to save up, at least pay down my credit card and save up so I can afford to start going around and planning my next move. Because I feel like I need to do this. I have to. Everything's just working out to where it's more important than ever for me to do it. And it's great. It's exciting. It's like, wow, who knew I would do this? 2 weeks ago, I did not know I would do this. So it's incredible. And, getting so much support from everybody. And I know I'm going to meet more people that offer me even more support and help me having to do this. Yeah, having a cold sucks and allergies. I have allergies all during the summer. Every time allergy season hits, I'm like, oh crap, I should have been taking Claritin or allergy medicine already because I need to um, I need to get my allergies under control. They can flare up horribly. Oh, it's my one big weakness, my allergies. Thank goodness I'm not allergic to any food or medicine. It's just allergies are awful. Um, thirsty. Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it. I've taken Allegra. I don't like it as much as Claritin. Hey, Giselle B. Welcome. I've been going for 3 hours now, and I am still so angry and fired up about how much money I paid in rent. And it's not the money. It's not just the money. Oh shit! I didn't mean to cuss either. It's the fact that once I leave this house, none of that money comes with me. There's no investment. I get nothing out of the deal. So that's like an indignity to me. The landlord gets something about it. Landlord gets something out of it. She gets to keep that money. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of it goes to the mortgage. And also, she's decided she's going to take 2 weeks after I move out to send me my deposit back. I kind of want to sit in her kitchen and be like, hey, actually, you can give it to me on the last day I'm here. You don't need to wait 2 weeks. And she explains, no, actually, I need to get the money out from somewhere. I'm like, no, you can pay it when I leave, or I can wait until you give it to me. I do want to do that. I believe it's the right thing to do. I also just feel like who gives a s. She'll pay it to me. Um, you know, it's not an issue. Yeah, thanks, Shell. Again, thanks for kind words. Yeah, who knows where this may lead me. What are we doing here? Just trying to see if I got other messages on Facebook about this Phil. Phil, about this video. How the hell would you have your own fridge and microwave? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Like I won't have it when I'm on the road. When if I'm living on people's couches, which it looks like I'll be doing. Like I said, I have offers. Two people I'm sort of waiting to hear back from. Josh, I don't want to get distracted now. Go to the description, click on my Facebook page, and message me on there so we can stay connected. Giselle says, took me to save income taxes all for a house. Yeah, it's horrible. And if you're rich, you get to dictate the terms of uh, uh, your life and other people's lives. So, and also, it's not just, remember, it's not just that landlords are charging too much and they have too much power. I blame them for being greedy enough to live in the DC area. And I'm also blaming myself for staying here. So I'm going to self part of the solution. I'm going to withdraw myself, move out of this area. Yeah, it'll be sad to, go away from my mom. But I'll still be in contact with her, and I don't know where I'll end up. And I still want to film with her. And however, oh, okay, you're saying no, I meant you would have your own fridge and microwave here. Cool. Hey, sounds great. Um, and excuse me, got distracted. And I I blame people for supporting this whole area for not boycotting essentially the whole region of DC. And now it's partly the fact that I'm checking if I get more messages on Facebook. Okay, yeah, Josh, I see you message me. Thank you. Or you at least like the page or whatever. But yeah, I gotta have people's contact info in one place because I'm gonna forget. I already got offers. It's like I can't search through on Twitter for everybody who tweeted at me something. Um, yeah, thanks, Shell. Um, but I blame everybody for living here, including myself, including my parents. Now, when they moved here, it was a lot cheaper. But okay, I've got to be make an example for others. What kind of hypocrite would I be if I kept preaching about it and did nothing about it? So I'll make an example of myself. I'm going to sleep on couches. I will refuse to pay landlords. And I want to help common people however I can, even if it's just these videos and these messages and getting you all together in this place to be able to talk and have some motivation and solidarity and know that if I can do it, there's probably at least one other person can do it. And there's another, and there's more and more who refuse to pay landlords, who are going to save up your money and are going to be able to live on your terms, not have a landlord dictating to you how you're going to live, and you're going to be able to own a place someday. However that happens, it's too expensive now for most people. So we got to figure out how we're going to get cheaper housing, affordable housing. How are we going to stop letting rich people screw us over with a system that enriches them, that gets tons of billions of dollars going to government contractors, to weapons companies, the uh, well, I was going to try and think of another name for weapons companies, but all those kind of contractors, there's tons of them making that money for what? They're not helping our quality of life. They're not helping the quality of life for the people they kill, that's for sure. They're helping themselves, not for the common soldier or the common sailor. No, it's mainly themselves, their families, their associates, their colleagues. Um, it's disgusting. So let's get attention to it. I'm only getting a little bit of attention to it here, but we can get more and more. And more people are doing it, by the way. And I want more people to be activated to doing this. So don't cooperate with this system. But it's heinous, the stuff that's going on. If you saw in the news, transgender people are dealing, first, they already deal with enough discrimination as it is, and with prejudice and bigotry against them and violence. And now the government's saying they're going to eliminate protections for them, and they're going to stop recognizing their their identity. That's going to make it so difficult for them to have the proper identification, proper medical treatment, proper employment, being able to get married, all kinds of stuff, let alone protections when they want legal help, when they want the police to help them. Heinous. For what? It's just for cruelty's sake. There's no benefit in screwing over people like that, already marginalized, already have had to fight so hard for such small gains. And they want to test it out like the canary in the coal mine and see, can they get away with it, and can they do it to more people? Because if they can do it to people that they think, well, nobody really cares about transgender people, what a despicable thing to do to them, that they can do, okay, can we do this to more people? We've already been screwing over lots of people, so let's see if we can expand it to black people, to Hispanics, to immigrants, women, poor people, everybody not like us. And everybody who thinks they're like us, they'll believe they can be like us, but we'll never let them get like us. We'll never let them get as rich and powerful as we are. They pretend they're a grassroots movement that's doing this. Oh, it's for the people. It's making America great again. But the reality is, it's screwing over so many people. It gets so many people killed around the world, getting people here killed, people not being able to afford their homes, going on food stamps, hoping that they'll be able to pay their rent next month, not being able to get the medical care they need. Also, people like the biggest landlord in the country, Trump, can enrich himself and screw over other people because he is a landlord too. And he's, by the way, either him or his family or something is suing the estate of a man who died in one of his buildings for unpaid rent. How disgusting can you be? I would love to be the person who has the opportunity to own a home and rent it at dirt cheap prices. I would love to rent it at something inconceivable even for me. I would love to be able to say, hey, here's this beautiful home, massive room, taken care of great. I have a paid cleaning crew coming in every week. You're going to pay $50 a month. That's it. Just treat it well. Now, don't get the police over or anything. And people will be horrified. The neighbors would be horrified. Because why? Oh, they don't want low income people coming into their neighborhood. They'd be like, wow, what's the problem? Not your problem. It's my house. Let me deal with it. Don't worry about it. Mind your own business. I'm helping people. So you're not going to be upset if I help people. You damn right they'd be upset that someone else is getting an actual chance at a life that that person has always had. So I'd love to do that. Someday I'd love to be able to be that kind of landlord. George Lucas, by the way, did that. George Lucas, so apparently, this is my understanding. Okay, so tell me if I'm wrong. But somewhere in California, there was a bunch of land that didn't have anything on it. It was undeveloped. And apparently, like, they people were lobbying for the city or the state government to build affordable housing there, like rent, like assisted housing for low income people and homeless people. And apparently, rich white people struck it down. Oh no, we can't have that on our land, or whatever the case was, or said we don't have enough money. So George Lucas apparently decided to just buy it all, build the houses himself, put people in affordable housing there. So as much as he screwed up with Star Wars, as much hate as he gets, and I don't like people harass him too much about it. But yeah, I think it's messed up that he won't let the original Star Wars films be released. I'm not a huge fan of them. I like them, but I'm not fanatical about them by any means. But I appreciate them for what they sort of pioneered and the sort of fairy tale stories they told. Um, so he went out and just did this. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to be that person that shares around their wealth and is kind of a screw you to the people who didn't want me to do. Who's like, no, you're not supposed to do that with your money. You're supposed to keep it among us. You're supposed to keep it in accounts with us and pay your accountant and pay this person and pay whoever it is that rich people pay to manage their lives and manage their bills, manage everything for them and put them up in whatever $10,000 a night hotels and whatever. Like, no, I want to help less fortunate people. Why not? Screw you. That's what I'd love to do, and piss off all the neighbors. And by the way, with pissing off all the neighbors, getting more attention to the story and showing that hey, these are the bad guys. These people don't want you all helped out. They think it's a bad thing when you can afford to live with some dignity. So that would bring even more support for the cause I champion, not for me. It's not about me. It's for the idea of treating people with dignity. And those people would lose. Those people would be humiliated, angry, and spitting and kicking the dirt, and say, oh, that jerk. You had to move in people who don't have as much money as me. This is really inconvenient. I've heard white guys tell that literally to me about when I had to drive him like two stores down when I worked at Enterprise Rent a Car. He said, can I get the rental car here at this body shop? I said, no, we got to go to the Enterprise store. He said, this is really inconvenient. Old white guy, perfect. I don't trust old white guys with perfectly manicured beards. Disgusting. And he had his kids there. They looked uncomfortable, these teenage kids. I really wanted to tell him off. Now I probably would have. I bit my tongue that time. But that's the arrogance of rich white people, white supremacists. I'm sure he doesn't believe he's a white supremacist, but he perpetuates a myth. He has that chauvinism, like white man coming through. It's very inconvenient that you didn't put the store exactly where I need it. My Honda Element, I'm very great. I'm very important. All the other problems in my life are solved. Now I need that. It's a humiliation that that guy even has kids. I gotta blow my nose. You know what? I see some dust. I gotta dust too. Use my feather duster on. So I got 16 people in here. Wow. Thanks for watching. 15. It keeps dropping up and down. Giselle B. Thanks for laughing. Hope you found that funny. Yeah, I want to piss off those rich white people. I want to. I don't want you to like what I'm doing. I want you to be scared that more people are going to do this and say, oh, we don't have to pay your sorry asses. We don't have to rent from you. Screw you. We don't have to pay mortgages to live under you if you're giving us a mortgage. We're going to figure out our own way. Maybe it's apartment buildings. Maybe it's tiny houses. Maybe it's prefabricated homes. It's got to be energy renewable. It's got to be safe infrastructure and transportation. Maybe it won't be a city with a cars. Maybe it'll be a place where everybody can get around on bikes or on public transportation, where it's safe, energy efficient, where there's reliable food supplies, where people support each other. Maybe it'll be like that. Who knows? You know, it, all that's it's up to is our imagination and whether we want to do it or not. But when I think of this, how I want to treat myself, the dignity, I don't even want to face my roommates. I don't even, I mean, face, I don't want to like see them. I don't want to interact with them because that's an indignity to me. The fact that they've been moved in here and live like it's their world and I'm just a part of it. So why am I paying 760 a month in rent? Did my landlord ever offer, oh, okay, Angela, you can't work today in your room. You can't record stuff because the lazy ass unemployed guys hanging outside your room. So I'll knock down your rent this month. No, but when I said I was moving out November or October 31st. First, she's like, "Oh, that's really fast. I need notice. You got to pay next month's rent." So I changed it. I said, "Okay, fine. I'll stick to November 30th." And she said, "Okay, it's going to take 2 weeks after you move out to send your deposit back." Well, how come you get to work on your own schedule? Your calendar works different from mine because I'm on your calendar, I got to pay everything on time. But when we're on your calendar, hey, it just happens when it happens. Don't even worry about it, and it'll go up to your next address. Don't you worry. Maybe she'll send it, maybe not. I'm trusting that she will. But how pathetic is that? Why am I even? I don't even. Yeah, Giselle B is it is a lot for a room, and it's not even a lot for this area. You cannot get an apartment around here for that unless maybe it's extremely run down, and in a bad neighborhood. But you basically cannot find that around here. Not even government assistant apartments, and you're not getting any more for the money. You're not getting any more square footage. You're not getting any more amenities. You're not getting better food. The police aren't showing up faster. Your trash doesn't get picked up any sooner. Mail doesn't come any faster. Nothing. You're just paying to be close to rich people. That's it. So screw that. I blame everyone around. I blame people who I don't blame everyone, but I blame people who had a choice but decide to be around here anyways and want to be part of that greed and bloat. And so I'm blaming myself too because I've wanted to be a part of it. And I figured, oh, I'll be rich enough to get an apartment around here someday. Well, now that illusion is shattered. So I don't want to do that anymore. Gigi, you're saying withdraw the deposit from the rent. Would that work? Well, I could. Yeah, that's what would have happened if I moved out the 31st. But I don't want to. I want the deposit back. If I'm going to be spending this month, next month's rent anyways, I'd rather have the deposit back and save money from living on someone's couch because I'm going to be paying $5 a night to live on people's couches. So fine, I'd rather save that. I'll be out if I want. I don't care. I'm going to be going out. I'm going to be finding places to live. I mean, what am I saying? Finding places to live, finding places to eat, meeting people. Maybe I'll meet people. I already met one person going out somewhere. He said he would offer me his couch to sleep on. So I'm hoping I should have gotten his email, but I may run into him again because we sort of do some of the same things. That's how we met, and that's how I'm meeting some people. So already it's amazing, like the people I'm meeting, just with very minimal effort, who are finding a common cause with me, and this guy was really glad to hear I'm protesting this because he agrees with this, with housing prices too high, rent being too high. So he's like, hell yeah, man, I support you. So that's good to hear. I know there are other people out there like that, even the people who aren't consciously aware of it, like I've been a lot of my life, most of my life, who haven't been activated into, feeling strongly about this. You should be aware of it, and I want more of these people to be see these videos. I want more people to be aware of this subject and more people to get together and agree on this and work for this. However, it needs to happen. Change the laws, change the zoning policies, change the housing policies, whatever it is. Um, Moist Andy lives with his parents. Unfortunately, I can't, but that would be cool to live with him. Hey, maybe someday we'll be a filmmaking duo together. No, I can't stay with my parents, Giselle B. I've already gone into that at length, but yeah, I can't. They house my brother. My brother's got 2 convictions for assault and battery against me. So they're hypocrites for keeping him there, and he's a spoiled little criminal, unremorseful, just hateful, angry person. Uh, Picture a right wing angry douchebag. Goes around chauvinistic, chest puffed out, um, douchebag sunglasses and gym gear, vanity license plate on his Lexus that he parks in mommy's driveway, like that. That so I wouldn't live with him. It's pathetic. I wouldn't even. I would sleep in their driveway if they let me. That'd be funny. I'd park in their driveway and piss him off because he couldn't park in the driveway then. But no, no, he's not the youngest. He's a middle child. But I want people joining in, and I expect for these videos to get more and more popular with time. It may take a while, but I expect them, as I keep doing this sort of a campaign I'm on, for more and more people to be tuned in and connected to this and realize, yeah, we should be working towards this. Whatever you can do. You may not be able to just live in your car like I can. I understand it. I had the thought for a long time, but it would go in my head and just as quickly go out because I thought, well, I can't do that. I'll be miserable. I won't have my computer. Now it's clear to me. Now it finally set into place where I thought, I don't need my computer. I can make videos on my phone. If I can afford a laptop if I'm not paying rent, so then I can edit videos on that. Not a problem. So I don't even have to worry about it. So now I realize it makes sense for me, and I just have to do it. 2 weeks ago, I didn't know I had to do this. So I want other people who will realize they should pool together their resources. They should figure out ways to live without landlords. They should, whatever they have to do, change the laws, lobby, change company policies, get more resources devoted to helping people who don't have the means to live in rich neighborhoods, and just screw over those rich people, rich white people especially, who don't want poor people and low income people to be able to live near them and live in affordable housing. Uh, and to get apartment buildings if they need to, prefabricated homes, whatever the case is. And it's not just homes, it's streets, the way they're designed, they're overloaded with cars. Maybe we need new modes of transportation, safer transportation. There's too many car accidents and deaths. More energy efficient and less polluting transportation because we're destroying our own lives. Human life's not going to be able to be sustained if the Earth's temperature keeps going up. Well, yeah, I still haven't told my mom, Gigi, about this plan. I don't know what her reaction will be. I know what my reaction will be, which is you can't stop me. I'm not gonna. She'd probably be worried about it, but I don't know. I want her to support me on this too, and she'll have to because I am not staying here. And my landlord's already accepted I'm leaving, but I am not moving anywhere else. I will not pay a deposit. I won't even rent somewhere for $400 a month, which is way too much money. It's going to be going to a place that I'll never get the money back. It's not an investment in me, unlike these videos, which are an investment. And it's not, and I'm still going to be just getting by broke, not doing what I want. So screw that. So that said, I've been going for 3.5 hours. Thank you all for supporting me. Please uh, click the notification bell to be subscribed to when I make videos. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video. And what was the last thing I was going to say? I said follow me on Facebook. Oh, and if you want to donate, I'm happy. I'm grateful for your donations. You can donate on Patreon and on Streamlabs. Those are both in the description. Patreon's on a monthly basis, so if you donate on there, it's going to be every month unless you cancel it. So if you want to make it 1 month or however long, 6 months, that's fine. Just cancel it after the first payment goes out. Or Streamlabs is just one time. You can just send it right through. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. A lot more is coming. Facebook. YouTube filtered this comment. I'm going to show it because it had a cuss word in it. But there you go. I'm not going to cuss, but F landlords. That's right. The good ones are not good. Uh, Thank you all for watching. Hey, who knows where this is going to take me? I may have a different car at some point. I may be staying in interesting places. I may get temporary jobs where I'm staying. Who knows? But I encourage everyone, divest in the DC area. Get out of here. Don't support it if you can. Or if you're going to be here, support the little people. Support the ordinary people who are barely getting by, who are ignored, who don't get coverage on the news. Whereas Trump gets covered every time he makes a tweet about some heinous statement, calling immigrants invaders and hardened criminals, treating them like insects, talking about black people like they're wild animals. Trump's the one without dignity, not these people. So keep watching. I'm going to keep making videos about what this is just the very beginning. I'm excited for this. And tonight, I can't even, it's beneath me to even face anyone, to see anyone in this house. I'm going to go out, find a Hispanic restaurant, maybe practice my Spanish a little bit. Again, I don't want to be condescending to anyone there because they mostly speak English, but I'd like to be able to practice it too. I can even tell them like, hey, look, I'm trying to practice my Spanish. Not everyone enjoys that. Sometimes it's awkward for them because they're like, come on, you speak English. I speak English, you know. But they're cheap restaurants. I'm going to go out and just figure out how am I going to live when I'm living on someone's couch. Thank you. Oh, buenas noches. All right. At least my pronunciation's improved. It used to be a lot worse. So I'm going to figure out places I'm going to go for cheap food when I'm living on people's couches, and I'm going to have to be moving quick when I'm on people's couches because I'm going to have to be going out to go to the gym. I can't exercise at home like I do here with my weights. I'm going to have to go out probably to study. I want to be at the library, and who knows? I just want to be out, see who's out there. Like if somebody else is reading books on film, be like, hey, what are you reading? You know, I'm interested in film too. I'm, trying to write. I'm writing movies, and I'm sure and eventually, okay, I'm rambling on, but I want to make money at my job still. I'm still going to work my job as a bouncer nights, save up, pay down my credit card bills, and then when I have some freedom, decide, okay, what am I going to do? Where am I going to drive to next? Where am I going to stay? So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Appreciate all your support.